Pages, food pages.
Live on the gram. Wish there wasn't so much of a damn delay. It was like a 10-second delay between the start of on StreamYard and the start of Instagram.
Yeah. Agree. So it should be good on the group and the page. So that's
Nice.
Facebook.
All right. Well, to quote Van Halen and Hot for Teacher, we heard you missed us. We're back.
Yeah, the surgery went okay. Got a little side effects as you can hear, but you know, it is what it is. So
yeah, he went in. Yeah, he went in for surgery on his nose and they ended up tucking his nuts back up doing his abdomen.
Yeah. All right. So, no, it wasn't that extreme, but
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I apologize because I actually thought I would be ready to go last week, and it just still had a lot of dryness and stuff like that. And I just didn't think talking and everything on here for 2 hours would have been the best thing for it. Yeah. So I had a lot of mouth dryness too, so that would have been even worse. So
yeah,
trying to do all that because we
no, it made all the sense in the world. I mean, how are you feeling 2 weeks out?
I feel pretty good. Yes, it's not the. I mean, I feel kind of stuffiness is kind of like where it was before the surgery, but it's gonna go away at some point.
Sure. Yeah.
He even said we give a 6-month window with this kind of surgery just because it could take that long. He said I don't think it will with you, but it could. He said we have to give that window because there have been people that's taken 6 months to get over it. So
okay, all right.
Well. But I go back in 2 weeks and get the good old flushing and all that stuff again. So see where the healing process is. So
I gotcha. All right.
It's I know he told me when I went in, he's like, hey, we're gonna go in and do this clean out real quick, and he said when when I do this, you're gonna have this unfamiliar feeling. But he said, don't be afraid of it. It's called air. You're just not used to breathing it. So,
right, yeah.
I was like, damn. But he said that, or he actually cleaned it out. When he cleaned it out, he said, now breathe. And I breathed. I said, man, that's the best breath I've ever took in my life, I think. I was like, oh my God. He said, so that's how it's going to be when we're done. I said, oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So I at least he's letting me know that there's a great end game ahead,
right?
Just to get there. So,
well, sure, yeah. I mean, you had your baseline, and now you just gotta let your body do its thing. But yeah, so have you noticed any difference in sleep yet, or is it still kind of too soon?
So yeah, it's still kind of sleep's still kind of the way it was before. I'm just now able to kind of put my mask on for CPAP. But hopefully, once we get to the point, where we're at the end game, I may not need that at all. But that would
be great.
That's what I'm hopeful for. Now, whether that happens or not, I don't know. But that is my goal is to at least be less dependent on it. You know what I mean? I don't mind if I don't have to be. I don't mind if I have to be like dependent on it every other night or once a week or that's a lot better than what I've been doing. So
I don't know have you ever tried those breathe right things?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say maybe you get to the point where that's all you need because hell,
man, that would be awesome.
Because I don't have any of that stuff, but I mean I've got that thing at night where as soon as I lay down to go to sleep, one of my sinuses goes nope.
Right.
So I wear a breathe right every night and it does help. But I mean,
well, hopefully I don't need any of that anymore since they went in.
That would be nice, yeah.
They went in and cleaned out, both sides and I had some blockages on both sides of my sinus cavity, so they cleaned all that out and then fixed my deviated septum and straightened me up inside there a little bit. So hopefully, once all that heals up and
that would be nice.
We don't need anything.
Right. That would be fantastic for the both of you. I'm sure Susie would love it too. So.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I've been putting off. Like, I got a new machine that they're trying to keep calling me like, hey, want to do this auto machine and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It was like, kind of waiting to see what happens with the surgery to whether
Sure.
I want to go out and spend $1,000 on a new machine. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, no, I don't blame you there.
I don't want to waste money on that shit if I don't need it.
Yeah.
The only good thing is it's automatic, so it will be like a like it'll detect like the level you're breathing.
Right.
It only push what air you need instead of being like a setup thing to where it ramps up and then it just stays at that same thing all night, which is kind of like bothering me now because I still got a lot of it's almost like when you have a real bad sinus infection or something and it burns up in there.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like putting this CPAP on at this point right now.
Yeah,
it's a little burning sensation up in there, and I'm just like, because it's raw. I mean, it's still raw in there.
Yeah, of course.
From the surgery. I mean, I'm only 3 weeks out. So
right. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Or actually, I'm not even 3 weeks out yet.
Right. Evening, Dana. Welcome in, sir. And the Mr. Karabi, John Karabi.
Yeah, like John Karabi.
Yeah, John Karabi.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are you too good to sit at our table anymore with talking to people like that? Talking to people like that, man.
Hanging out with the cool kids now.
Yes, John Karabi. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
that's
sweet. Oh, yeah. Is he gonna be at one of you lining him up for a metal and tat show maybe?
Being an MC or something, that'd be cool too.
That'd be cool. That'd be neat.
Hey, Amy. Did I have bruising? Oh yeah, I was. Well, I don't think I had as much bruising as I did just swelling in general. I don't think it. Like Susie was kind of mad because my eyes didn't black because she couldn't tell everybody she punched me. That's what she was going to tell everybody. But he doesn't do local shows anymore. Yeah, well.
Oh, hey, he's the one that's too good.
Yeah, okay.
He forgot where he came from.
Yeah. Just because you are better than Vince Neil doesn't mean you have to act like it. Damn. But yeah, it's not as much bruising. Still a little tenderness. I still have like in the septum area down here near my lip and stuff. I don't have much feeling. So, breathe better. Not at this point. Like I said, like I was telling Chris earlier before you guys jumped on, it's going to be a process. Hey, Kobe, what's up, man?
Hey, Kobe.
Actually, glad you're in here. So I think we're going to wind up playing your guys' track on this show in a little bit. So, so the new Halo Scars. So.
My eyes look like I did a few rounds with Mike Tyson. Hopefully, Jake Paul will look like that in July.
No shit. Yeah. Yeah. After one round with Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hope it doesn't even go the full 3 minutes.
Just to shut his ass up. Just
what I'm hoping for.
You know, the thing that pisses me off with that whole thing is people are talking about his age. Like, oh, he's 57, he's 27. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't fight Mike Tyson at 97.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. A 27-year-old Jet Li wouldn't fuck with a 57-year-old Bruce Lee. I'll tell you that shit right now. So, I bet with that nose you can smell the flowers in Nebraska Boom. Nebraska Boom? What the fuck is that?
He said Nebraska. Boom. Payback.
Oh. That's not far enough. I can smell shit in Canada right now. Yeah. It was Dana. I got Dana good with the.
Yeah, I actually wasn't able to make the live stream when Dana was on this last time, but I did go back and watch the video. So I did get to see it. I wasn't able to take it in live. So I did see the part where you had gotten him tripped up. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, he was just like he goes, "Damn it, Jason."
Yeah. You got him because I saw the comment.
I actually wasn't expecting him to read it while he was going through the motion of what he was. Because like when I'm reading the story, when I'm reading stories, I don't ever pay attention to the comment section,
right?
Because I know that will distract me. So.
Yeah, well, fortunately, like I can't remember if it does it during the live, but if you watch it after the fact, all of the timestamps for all the comments come up. So I saw
Mhm.
the timestamp for when you made the comments, so I kind of knew when it was going to happen. But I still, I was still able to check it out, so it was still funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a short video. It wouldn't.
Yeah, no, it was like 12 minutes.
You got to be interactive.
It
Yeah.
was like 12 minutes.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I got to be interactive to an extent. But if I'm, if I'm on here doing, you know, calling out birthdays and stuff like that,
Sure.
I don't have a chance to, look up. And I'm not in the newsroom of Channel 2, so I'm not going to look up and down.
Right. Yeah. No shit.
Unless you want to pay me to do that on a movie set, then I'll do that.
Right.
Oh, before we get started, I want to show you. I actually got into trying to get my CD list that I had in my Amazon cart, trying to buy some stuff out. So
Hey,
aftermath there. I
there
just
you
have
go.
Frida. So got
Hell
that,
yeah.
and then Amazon had a alternative cover to this one.
Oh, nice.
So it's supposed to have some extra stuff. I hadn't opened either one yet, but I just got them on. I just got them Wednesday. I think I got them Wednesday evening. So
Very cool.
So anyway, we are back. And like I said, we apologize for taking off so long. Like I said, I was only expecting to be off the 1 week, but
yeah,
the second week came around, and I had everything took out that Thursday, and it was like a relief and a and a curse at the same time. It was a relief that it was out of there because
yeah.
I couldn't breathe worth of shit for a week. Had to be a mouth breather for a week, so. So hard eating solid foods and stuff like that when you're only trying to be a mouth breather.
Right.
So a lot of soups. That's probably why I lost 6 or 7 pounds during that time, because I was eating soups and
kind of a fortunate side effect there.
Oh well, yeah. So
silver linings where you can find them, I guess.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like working out while you're trying to lose weight is a little bit more difficult because you're packing on muscle weight at the same time you're trying to lose fat. So
right,
and a lot of people get discouraged by that. Which and I told Caesar, said, "Well, hey, I'll just be a 275 pound muscle bound freak. I don't give a shit at this point." Like but I finally got under the 270. I was like 267 all week. So I made sure I weighed every day just to make sure that I don't want to say I'm at 267 and then jump back up. You know what I mean? So
right.
I wanted to make sure this week that I was keeping the pace. So, but it feels good. It feels good trying to get over a hump that you've been trying to get over for a while.
Sure,
so.
Absolutely.
You get so close, and then it's like, damn it, But
yeah,
it is what it is. So hopefully, I can keep that down for a little while and work on my next one. So, my goal is to get that back down to about 245, which was my wrestling weight. So,
okay, I got you.
So, not that I'm going to wrestle or anything, unless Susie on here.
I don't know. Go ahead and say you're going to wrestle again and see
what happens.
5, 4, 3. Yeah.
I'm waiting on a bullshit to come across.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a concert announcement.
Yeah, I know. I don't weigh myself every day. I was just doing it because I weigh myself on my regular day because I got a set day. I do it every week just to see kind of where I've been, and I kind of go back and see what I ate that week or something that would have caused some the fluctuations or whatever.
Yeah.
But I got down to 267, and I was like, oh. I said, yeah, I don't want to brag about this until I know for sure. I don't want it to be a fluke, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I was like, I'll weigh again tomorrow just to be sure. So I weighed again tomorrow, because they're in the same weight. I think it was a 0.1 difference or something like that. So not but it's been 267 all week. So I was like, well, I'll brag about it since it's been 4 days in a row and I'm 267. And I, kind of ate like shit at least one day. So, which, how do your clothes feel? So the crazy thing is, Amy, is I've always wore my clothes loose anyway. And this goes back to my bouncer days when I used to bounce, mainly because when I bounced, the shirts that they had were tight because they gave us the shirts or whatever, and they were tight, and you're a bigger guy and you're tight, So a lot of people are seeing all that, and then it just gives people a chance to want to try you, which want to fuck with you and try you. So I've always worn my stuff big after that, just because I don't want to fuck with the adolescent bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
because I don't play that shit either, and I don't feel like hurting nobody. But
Yeah, that makes sense. It does. That makes sense. I get the logic behind it. I do.
Yeah. Like people's like, I'll fight motherfucker. Like, man, let me tell you something. Like, to me, the fights I've been in, I've always felt bad afterward because, like, it was bad. Like, because I don't have control a lot of the times, so it's kind of scary too on my part. So, to keep me out of jail and people out of the hospital, I just rather just keep
there you go.
keep it as hidden as possible. So,
Yeah.
Of course, if I'm on the beach or something, whatever. But
Sun's out, guns out.
that's right.
So Dana's got a concert announcement for us in the
Okay.
there.
July 13th, Metalheads presents Slinging Ink in the Pit.
Slinging Ink in the Pit.
Nice. Manchester,
Tennessee. Is
Yeah,
that,
here first.
I'm assuming that's at the church, right, Dana? That would be my guess. So that would be my guess.
Cool.
If so,
so is that going to be the one that you were trying to put together with actual tattoo artists there too?
I think it is the one he was telling us about the other night, where he was asking about it. I believe so. We'll get confirmation in just a second.
Yeah,
but yeah, that'll be cool.
Because it's kind of cool. Because you see those like with the incarceration is the biggest one I think around here, or around
biggest one that I know
in the United States.
Metal show and live tattooing.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Hey, come down, pay a $10 cover. Is it $10? I know that's what the last one was. I just want to make sure before I tell anybody a false.
Right.
False.
Well, I'm sure he's going to have Krista put
yes and yes. Okay, so come down $10 and didn't pay to get you a tattoo, or
yeah, I'm sure that Krista will be putting together a poster, so we'll share that when it comes along.
So, and I'm guessing the tattoos and stuff are a separate price because I don't think you're going to get a tattoo for $10.
No. Hell no, you aren't. not one that'd be worth a shit. Yeah, I guarantee you that.
Get a teardrop or something.
Well, you gotta kill a guy first.
So. Right.
Tattoos will be yeah. Of course they will.
Yeah. That 10, you can pay the $10 and get a free tattoo, but it's a water stick on.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
It's a temporary tattoo. It's not real.
Right. Yeah. All right. So should we dive back into this bitch?
Yeah, I guess we can dive back into this thing.
All right.
In a couple weeks, but I'm not going to go back 3 weeks. So just so you know.
Are you?
I'm going to. No. I'm going to stick with the past week, and then.
Yeah, I did the same. I did the same thing. I know. We kept up. We kept up with the news, and I tried to help out with the birthdays the best I could. But that's one of the things. If you're in the Facebook group, you'll get more of that. So, while we were off, we do still keep up with things. We're still keeping up with the news and everything. So, if you want to follow along, the best place to do that is in the Facebook group. So, come on by and get hooked up.
Hey, real quick, I want to see if you can hear any music before just for later on, because that way I can fix something while you're doing something else. But see if you hear anything.
Not yet.
Hear that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Sure.
So I know what I need to do then. So.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure before I.
Yeah, we want to be able to play that new Halo Scars for everybody that came out this past Sunday. It's very good. In our humble opinions.
Oh, that's not even the best song they got coming out either. So I mean, just to not to get ahead of myself. Because I've heard some demos already, so that's it's a damn good song. But there's a couple of them that I've heard that are fucking pretty hardcore, in my opinion. So definitely
we're definitely looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, definitely a progression with those. All right, here, try this. See if you can hear it now.
Mm-mm.
Hear anything?
No.
All right. Damn it. All right. Well, I'll figure it out between now
Yeah.
and then. It's just Spotify for some reason. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that either.
I don't know if they put anything in as far as like a lyric video on YouTube or anything. I can look.
I thought it was on YouTube, but I could be wrong. I just listened to it on Spotify.
I did too, but I was just no. Crownless King's the only thing I see. So
Mm. Well,
yeah,
we'll
man, they got their live stuff. I'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll figure something out. All right. Well, let's dive into this thing. Pick something up. You should pick up the usage of the pen with it.
2-1 Dana.
Yeah, 2-1 Dana.
Shots fired.
Yeah, that's all right. He'll go live. He'll go live again.
That's right. He will.
All right. Our birthdays from April 13th to April the 19th. April 13th, we had Randy Piper, guitarist for Wasp from 82 to 86, and also in Animal. Bill D'Angelo, guitarist for Femme Fatale. He unfortunately passed away in 2005. I'm going to guess at this thing because I don't know how it's actually pronounced. So you know how that goes. Yarrowin Thessaling, bassist for Pestilence and Obscura. Hopefully that was right. I'm guessing from the area of the country that they're from. That's probably the J is usually the Y sound there. So
Probably, yeah. That would be my guess.
Just guessing. So we also had Aaron Lewis, of course, singer and songwriter for Stained. April 14th, we had Richie Blackmore, guitarist for Rainbow and Deep Purple. Christian Alvestam, guitarist for Scar Symmetry and Misceration. Kirk Weinstein, guitarist for Down, Crowbar, Kingdom of Sorrow. I think all those projects he's actually still a part of, which is crazy. April 15th, we had Frankie Poulane, sorry, bass player for The Darkness, Ben Kasika, guitarist for Skillet, and Phil Labonte, vocalist for All That Remains. April 16th, we had Lee Curse, late drummer for Uriah Heep and Ozzy Osbourne. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2020. April 17th, we had Maynard James Keenan, singer for Tool, Perfect Circle, Lucifer, all those bands. We had Michael Ackerfeld, guitarist and vocalist for Opeth. April 18th, we had Kelly Hansen, vocalist for Hurricane. I think he's vocaling for Foreigner right now, which is kind of crazy. But
I think you're right.
Yeah, he went backwards with his he went back a decade and started singing again. So
right, yeah.
He said, you know what, the 80s didn't work. We'll go back to the 70s. Right. Then we had Jace Fincher Jr., bassist for South Gang. Mark Tremonti, guitarist for Creed, Alter Bridge, and Tremonti. Paul Rayo, keyboardist for Spillage. And of course, I didn't realize that he was actually the inspiration for the latest art cover for that.
Right.
Like, oh, I guess he is. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, he is.
So it's cool how they do that. They rotate those guys in and out of the forefront of their album covers, which is pretty cool. April 19th, Rod Morgenstein, drummer for Winger. Tony Martin, vocalist for Black Sabbath from 87 to 91, and then again from 93 to 7. And then Rude Yoli, guitarist for Within Temptation. I don't know if it's Yoli or Jolie, but either way. One or the other.
And give a quick shout out, a happy birthday to my stepson Seth. His birthday is today.
Yep.
25.
And your mom had one while we were off, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah.
April 6th was her birthday. So
Yeah.
be seeing her in a couple weeks. She's coming down.
Okay.
My brother and my sister-in-law now they're kind of having their after wedding kind of celebration for everyone who didn't go to Florida. So they're coming down for that. So we'll be seeing them. So that'll be fun.
Gotcha. Cool deal. All right. Well, that was all the birthdays that I had. So happy birthday to those. If I missed anybody, happy birthday to you as well. And as always, if anybody's listening, had a birthday, happy birthday to you. So.
Absolutely.
I
All
guess
right.
that will bring us into our news of the week. It wasn't really a lot of news, but it was really some good news. It was like some good spicy news.
That's true. That is true. All right. So
And then also I didn't know if you seen where there was a death added today. I didn't know if you seen that.
today,
Yeah.
hang on a second. No, you'll have to know. I only have, well, I've got three I want to talk about anyway. So I mean, I didn't know there was a new one. No, so you'll have
Yeah,
to.
I'll go through. You can go ahead and go through your first one, and then I'll talk about that one, and then we can go from there. And none of this be an added story for me, I guess. You were kind of 5 to 6 to 4 over me anyway. So
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to, because two of the three passings I have kind of happened during the past couple of weeks when we were off. So I'm not gonna, and I shared those to the group. I talked about them in the Metalhead minutes. So I'm not gonna go as in depth with those. So I'm gonna lead
okay.
off with the one that happened yesterday. And this one, I'm sure you'll hear the band and you'll think this isn't metal, and it's not directly, but like we've said, everything started somewhere, and influences come from generations before. So don't jump down our throats for this.
Right.
So, like we've always said, we're trying to be better than like the Grammys and shit like that.
Right.
Trying to give everyone their due, which is weird because we're talking about someone who just passed away, but we're
Yeah.
trying to cover as much as we can. So over at blabbermouth.net, Dickie Betts, the singer, songwriter, and guitarist of the Allman Brothers Band, died Thursday morning, April 18th, at the age of 80. The cause was cancer and COPD. Betts' manager, Dave Spiro, confirmed to Rolling Stone. Quote, "It is with profound sadness and heavy hearts that the Betts family announced the peaceful passing of Forrest Richard Dickie Betts, December 12th, 1943 to April 18th, 2024, at the age of 80 years old. The legendary performer, songwriter, bandleader, and family patriarch was at home in Osprey, Florida, surrounded by his family. Dickie was larger than life, and his loss will be felt worldwide. At this difficult time, the family asked for prayers and respect for their privacy. In the coming days, more information will be forthcoming at the appropriate time." End quote. Betts propelled the Allman Brothers Band to pop stardom with his song "Ramblin' Man." The singer-guitarist was also responsible for writing the classics Jessica, Blue Sky, and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Betts released several acclaimed solo albums in the 70s and 80s and was involved in the Allman Brothers Band reunion in 1989 following a 7-year hiatus. Betts exited the Allman Brothers Band in 2000 after a comeback that found the group releasing several acclaimed new studio albums, winning a Grammy for a live performance of Jessica, and being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Before the fellow Allman Brothers Band founding member Greg Allman died in May 2017, he and Betts reconnected, with Dickie later saying, quote, "I'm so glad I was able to have a couple good talks with him before he passed. In fact, I was about to call him to check and see how he was when I got the call," end quote. In 2018, Dickie suffered from a mild stroke and survived an unexpected head injury. He later underwent surgery to relieve swelling in the brain. Betts was featured on an episode of The Big Interview with Dan Rather in December 2018 on Access. Betts was reportedly the inspiration for the character played by Billy Crudup in Cameron Crowe's 2000 film Almost Famous. So, and I'm sure there's probably quite a bit that story left out, but I mean, that's all that there was. So, like I say, coming up in the 70s, coming up through the 80s, I'm sure there was an influence felt far and wide, rock, and probably heading on into hard rock, and maybe even touching into heavy metal. Not even 100% sure, but like I say, everything started from somewhere.
Exactly. Sorry, I was trying to do 2 different things at once here. So. All right, the one that I had seen that I didn't. It came out yesterday actually, but I know it was after the fact that you had. I seen it after the fact that you had posted all your other stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I'm not familiar with the band either, but I just know they're like a stoner doom metal kind of band.
Oh, okay, all right. That's fine.
It's a band called Dead Meadow. They announced that their bassist Steve Keel has died. Steve Keel of the highly influential stoner rock band Dead Meadow has passed away. Dead Meadow revealed the sad news on their Instagram, saying Keel passed away earlier that morning, which was yesterday. We wish Keel's friends and family all the best at this time. Quote, "It is with absolute heaviest of hearts that we have to announce our beloved brother, bandmate, amazing and utterly unique bass player and gifted artist Steve Q has passed away at 12 a.m. Last night," wrote Dead Meadow. "Writing, recording, performing music with Steve felt as fresh, inspiring, and as important as it did 27 years ago when we first started playing together. We don't know what words could express this level of loss." End quote. Dead Meadow has 8 albums under their credit belt, alongside a handful of live recordings. Their most recent effort, of course, from Free on Blues for Funeral Records, which I strongly urge you to check out. Keel's playing is largely front and center and is fantastic. So, like I said, not familiar with the band much, but
Yeah.
still sad on this. I don't know how old he was. He doesn't look our. Doesn't even look our age, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
How do you spell his last name? I want to make sure I get him in the in memoriam list.
it's Kille.
K
So I'm not sure if it's Keel or Kyle, but
okay.
I was, or maybe it's even Keely. I don't know, but
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I want to make sure he gets put on the list.
yeah, yeah, definitely a younger looking dude. Of course, the picture they showed anyway. I'm not sure how old that picture was, but
Oh yeah, true.
Definitely doesn't look like he was very young. So.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna combine these next two. I mean, they didn't happen at the same time or anything, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna go through kind of like a rough, like a quick Cliff's Notes version real quick. Cause like I say, one of these happened, 16 days ago. The other happened 12 days ago. So like I say, we already covered them on the Metalhead Minute and in the Facebook. So, all right. Over Blabbermouth, Jerry Abbott, the father of Pantera's founding members, drummer Vinnie Paul Abbott, and guitarist Dimebag Darrell Abbott, died on April 2nd in a Denton, Texas caregiving facility. He was reportedly only 5 days away from celebrating his 81st birthday. And then over at Blabbermouth, same thing. Former singer, Firehouse singer CJ Snare died on Friday night, April 5th, at the age of 64. The official cause of death was cardiac arrest. So there we go.
Yeah, that's kind of sad because I mean, like you said, Firehouse was a band that we kind of grew up to. So
yeah,
it's almost like we had I actually saw them live with. They opened up for Warrant, I think, one time when it was Firehouse, Trickster, Warrant. Yeah, so
okay, so that's really a pretty decent lineup for the time.
It was for the time, yeah.
Lineup, yeah.
And then actually, I think Poison, Warrant, and that was Slaughter. Poison, Warrant, and Slaughter was one of the other ones I seen around that time too. So all those that's all those bands, it's. I seen where he was chatting us. I was like, "What is that?" Anyway, so yeah. Like I said, anytime someone passes away, I always find it so difficult to imagine, working your life, away to a point to where you're right at the cusp of kind of maybe retiring and enjoying your golden years, so to speak,
and then you don't even get the chance,
and then you pass away. It's it's kind of doesn't seem fair, but
it's not.
I think if you've worked that long and made it that far, man, you should at least enjoy something out of life like them.
Yeah, at least get maybe 10, 20 years of just kicking back and relaxing would be great.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons. Me and Susie, me and my wife got to talking about it. It was just why wait? Let's not wait. Let's go ahead and do some things now because we don't know. We don't know. So we plan 2 vacations a year, for a week at a time, and we go different states and different places. And that's kind of what we've been doing for the last couple of years, just because like you said, you don't know. Tomorrow's not guaranteed for any of us, unfortunately.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Anyway, all right. So I will try to pick up the mood a little.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's one reason why, if we do have to report on any passings, we try to
do it in the beginning.
Get it in the beginning, because I mean, we're not, like I say, we're not trying to dismiss it or gloss over it, but we don't want to. It always sucks to have to read those stories. So,
all right. My first story here that I had was from Metal Hammer. Metallica singer guitarist James Hetfield has got some new ink paying tribute to Lemmy Kilmister, and it contains the late Motorhead mainstay's ashes. Hetfield revealed his new tattoo on Metallica's Instagram page on April 17th, saying he got it on the middle finger of his right hand so that the famously noisy and rebellious Lemmy is still able to fly the bird at the world. With the steady hand of the friend and tattoo artist Corey Miller Tattoos. This tattoo, Hetfield wrote, "A salute to my friend and inspiration, Mr. Lemmy Kilmister. Without him, there would be no Metallica. Black ink mixed with a pinch of his cremation ashes that were so graciously given to me. So now he is still able to fly the bird at the world." Hetfield has frequently cited Lemmy, who died in 2015 at age 70, shortly after being diagnosed with prostate cancer, as a key influence on Metallica's career. So good for him. And I don't know if you've seen it, but it is like the spade.
Yeah, I did see it. That's
so
that's a cool little tattoo.
Yeah.
Like it's like right here, on this knuckle right here.
Yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So,
it is clever.
It's good that you can honor your heroes. So,
absolutely.
Whether you agree with their lifestyle or not. So, but I mean, like I said, if anybody ever lived the rock and roll lifestyle, it damn sure was Lemmy Kilmister. So, sex, drugs, and rock and roll life right there, man, all the way up to death.
Yeah, he was definitely the epitome of that whole philosophy. Hell, he may have even coined the phrase. Who knows? I don't know who coined the phrase.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he ever got married. I'm not sure if he had any kids or not. If he did, he probably didn't know about it. But,
right.
But much as many people as he come in contact with.
I'm sure. Yeah. I would be more shocked if there weren't some little Lemmys walking around out there somewhere, unbeknownst to him. Yeah, that would be even more of a surprise.
Right.
All right. I'm moving over to the PRP, and this one's kind of cool. Thy Art is Murder's recent online campaign to have one of their fans get a day off from work so that he could attend an upcoming concert of theirs was a success. To catch you up, a Walmart location in Johnsburg, Illinois, recently highlighted an employee of theirs, Chris Dane, quote unquote, on social media, commending him for his work in the meat and produce department. Running with the apparent typo of his name, the employee in question has since taken to calling himself Kirstian on social media, commenting, quote, "Yes, I spelled my name wrong on purpose. I guess no one will even ever know how I spell it." Kirstein, who sports facial tattoos and piercings, was shown to be wearing a Thy Art is Murder long-sleeve shirt under his Walmart employee vest in the picture shared by his employer. It was that choice of personal attire that made its way back to the aforementioned group. In light of that, Thy Art is Murder took to social media over the weekend to ask the multinational retail chain the following on behalf of Kirstian. Quote, "Yo, Walmart, let our man Christian have the day off for our Chicago show. Free tickets if he wears the Walmart smock." And there's an inset of the actual picture that Walmart posted. And then underneath, in a follow-up video, it has been revealed that Christian has indeed been given the day off work, seemingly in light of the attention the band brought to him. In turn, he'll be taking in the Australian deathcore outfit's April 20th show at the House of Blues in Chicago, which is tomorrow. And yes, he plans to wear his blue vest. He made the announcement in the below video, and then there's an inset video. So he's gonna get to go to the show, which is cool. Christian further commented on social media, quote, "I never talk in front of a camera, but I tried. In all serious, though, thank you everyone who took time out of their day to share and like. You guys are amazing. Because of y'all got the day off, baby. Thank you, Thy Art is Murder, for confirming my arrival. So sorry for the awkwardness. I'm not used to talking in front of a camera. I will be there in my vest, and I will be in the pit. I hope to see you guys there." Well, they're going to be there because they're putting on the show.
All right.
Thy Art is Murder said of their successful plea via Instagram, quote, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. See you this weekend, Christian, at Walmart." The original Johnsburg, Illinois Walmart post on Christian also led to the likes of Asking Alexandria and Oceano reaching out to Christian, who has admitted on social media to being blown away by all the attention the post has brought him. So that's very cool. It's kind of cool when stuff like that happens.
That's a whole different battle vest to wear at the show, though. So.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, my staying over at Metal Hammer. This one's kind of I don't remember if we've talked about this or not. Probably not because of what it's for, but seeing that there's a verdict in this thing, I wanted to share it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Steve Dawson, a founding member of Saxon in the group's basis from 75 to 86, has been jailed for 6 years for historic child sex offenses. In a trial concluded at Sheffield Crown Court yesterday, April 7th, Dawson, 72, was found guilty of repeatedly abusing a 6-year-old girl during the 1990s. On March 21st, the former musician had been found guilty of 4 counts of indecent assault of a child under 14. In a statement printed on the Doncaster Free Press website, Detective Constable Robert Heath, the officer in charge of the case, commented, Stephen Dawson thought he had got away with committing these horrific crimes against a young, vulnerable victim 30 years ago. He has shown extraordinary strength through coming forward and throughout the course of the investigation, resulting in Dawson spending a number of years in prison. It is clear that his evil acts have remained with her throughout her life, and I hope this sentence goes some way to allowing her to move on from these traumatic events. The result of this case demonstrates just how seriously we take these offenses, which I'll get to that in a minute. We hope this provides some encouragement that if you have been subjected to any offense, no matter how long ago it happened, to come forward and report it to us. We are here to listen, investigate, and bring the perpetrators before courts. Um, but Dawson was a founding member of Saxon, having previously played with guitarist Graham Oliver in the Yorkshire band SOB. After Oliver left Saxon in 1995, he and Dawson reunited as Oliver Dawson Saxon and played together until the bassist retired from performing in 2021. So, I guess good that they found him guilty of it, but I don't think 6 years is enough. In my opinion.
Not even close.
And that's what's kind of where I say I go back to that because they were saying, well, I hope this provides some encouragement. Or what was it? Let's say, the result of this case demonstrates just how seriously we take these offenses. I mean, do you though? I mean, because 6 years isn't very serious if you think about it. I mean, was he going to get out in probably 3.5 or 4 on good behavior?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know the extent of what he did. I mean, it doesn't say anything about.
But it does. To me, it doesn't matter because the victim was 6
Yeah,
years
it does.
old.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, which is stupid. And to me, it's kind of amazing to hear, people in a rock band doing that because you think, well, that's why you got into a rock band is to go have sex with a lot of age women.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
so what the fuck? Especially in that time frame in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, I mean, you had groupies lined up around the block. So I mean, you had your pick. So I mean,
yeah. So obviously you had some mental issues before you ever became a member of a band. So
right,
which kind of gets me kind of disturbing of what he did, to somebody before that maybe.
And who knows if that was the only victim too? That's another.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, he did not get long enough.
No, he did not.
That should come with, I don't know, man. This is to me. I mean, 10 years isn't enough to me. For doing anything to a kid, man.
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of like mandatory minimums in general, but I mean, that kind of situation, there probably should be something.
Oh boy, for sure, yeah.
You got to especially with.
Well, the bad thing is you got people in jail longer than that for slinging some marijuana.
I know. I mean, you got people serving life sentences for that shit.
I mean, whoever died was smoking too much marijuana. I mean, I've never heard of it.
I mean, not to say that it hasn't happened. I mean, somebody.
Right, I've never heard of
it. I mean, hell, people literally die of everything. So I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I mean. But yeah, not to the extent that stuff like that happens to children. I mean, it's disgusting. So yeah, 6 years, and the son of a bitch got off light, especially getting away with it for 30 years. So
that kind of so just to kind of get off subject for a minute. I don't know if you've seen Murfreesboro, which is not far from where we live. Actually trying to put into place a policy in the school board where people that live within a mile of the school can't ride the school bus after walk. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, dude, you're in Tennessee is one of them, has a pretty high number of sex trafficking child sex trafficking cases here in the state. So why would you do anything to try to increase that number? I have no fucking idea because
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure I
yeah,
understand that one.
yeah. So
I
I don't
didn't.
know.
I didn't see that. No, but
I hope a lot of parents from that area go up and raise hell about that
I
because
bet. I bet they will.
that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I would not want my kid. I don't care if it was across the damn street from the school, you know, because I mean, if you see a lot of the stuff, it's like your parents sometimes are right there with you and they go missing. I mean,
It's happened.
I've
It
seen
has happened.
I've seen, well, I've not seen it, but I've heard cases where people was holding their child's hand at a park and then turn around and their child's like let go and they're gone. Like, okay, shit, where'd they go? Like, and somebody
Yeah.
grabbed them and took out running, man. Like,
Yep.
Some,
Yeah.
oh man.
So that'll probably that. I don't see that being a long term policy. I really don't.
It don't need to be.
No, it doesn't. That's the funny thing is, I mean, it doesn't make any sense because I'll admit I kind of get the logic, but at the same time, if the bus drivers are starting further out and making their way back in, pick up the kids close to school as you're going by. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So I mean, like I say, I can see where they're coming from. If you're less than a mile, you can hoof it. I mean, I get it. I used to walk to school as a kid, but you're also talking about going on 40 some odd years ago. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was a different time, literally and figuratively. It was a different time. We're talking about in the hell, I walked to school when I was in kindergarten, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Once and I started school early because of when my birthday is. So I started kindergarten at 4 years old. I was walking to school at 4 years old. Like I say, but you're talking, you're talking 1982 compared to 2024. Way different.
I honestly blame a lot of TV and stuff for coming up with those cases and stuff. And I think it gives criminals ideas on to do stuff. Because I mean, there was probably cases then, but you didn't hear. I don't think you heard a lot about missing children and stuff as much until you seen Unsolved Mysteries. I think when Unsolved Mysteries came out, you seen that blow up because
yeah,
it just I mean, like they were telling cases, but you also had people that are been doing this stuff for a while going, ooh, that's a good idea,
Yeah.
So,
it's possible. It's possible.
Well, like I said, with anything, it's movies and anything like that gives you, a lot of times I'll see something, I'm like, man, they shouldn't have said that shit. Watching a movie going, man, they shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there thinking the whole time they just gave some criminal a fucking idea to do some shit right here.
Yeah. I'm kind of torn on that though, because I'm not saying I like disagree with you like wholeheartedly, but one thing that I can't stand is when people use like video games and movies and TV shows, and being metalheads, we know firsthand the music we listen to as a reason why, oh well, the music is evil and the video games are evil. I was like, yeah, I hate that. I hate it so much.
Yeah,
I hate it when parents want to deflect.
Yeah. None of that stuff makes a criminal do things. A criminal's already a criminal.
Right. Yeah. So that's why
they already have a criminal mind.
That's
they may get nudged a little from stuff like that, but I mean they already have probably telling what underneath their belt already.
Yeah. But like the whole thing that Ozzy got, the whole Ozzy lawsuit, the suicide solution lawsuit, same thing. It's like, that's bullshit. I can't stand that shit. I don't like it. I don't buy it. I really don't. I mean, I've been listening, you and I've been listening to heavy metal our whole lives.
Well, my whole thing was back in that day, I used to, we used to say, oh, well, you play this record backwards and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, first off, the record ain't meant to play fucking backwards for one.
No, it's not.
When you put it on the turntable, it only goes one fucking way.
Yeah, it does.
You have to force it backwards. Like if you do that, so whose fault is that then? The person forced it backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
To get the message.
Yeah.
So even if it was a hidden message on there, you personally forced it backwards to get it. So
right, exactly. You
made the initiative.
You were looking for something that you wanted to make yourself hear.
Right. I mean, I think you just look for validation at that point.
Right.
You just like, hey,
Yes.
I want to end it. Should I end it? And oh, it says kill yourself.
Yeah, which it did not.
Right.
Which it didn't. And Amy, yeah, the person was evil regardless of a movie, game, or music genre.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I really do. It's just I think it's just a cop out. I don't like it. They're trying to deflect from the root of the actual problem, which more often than not is somebody wasn't getting help that they needed.
Right. Well, I mean, they'll blame that shit until the end times come and there's actually a zombie apocalypse, and then all these Resident Evil game pros come out and start killing fucking zombies.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Headshots for everybody.
Now you're for it. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Staying over the PRP, we've got a couple of lineup changes going on. Dance Gavin Dance have announced that they have parted ways with their co-vocalist Tillian Pearson. In a statement issued on April 15th, the group collectively stated, quote, Dance Gavin Dance has always attempted to reconcile situations internally, but after much consideration, we as a collective decided to say farewell to our longtime member and friend Tillian. We wished him luck along with our support and respect for his future endeavors in music and life. We thank him for his years of friendship and contribution during his time in Dance Gavin Dance. As people grow and change, creative differences can arise and life paths and goals may no longer align. We want to thank you for your support over the past 2 decades. We are truly grateful that we can continue to play music as a career, and we are excited to move forward with this new era for the band. Will, Matt, John, and Andrew, end quote. In a separate personal statement, Pearson offered, quote, I had an absolute blast making songs and albums with this group of unbelievably talented dudes for the past 12 years. We had a truly unique connection with one of the most dynamic fan bases out there. I have nothing but gratitude for the lush and enigmatic experience we all got to share together in this era of Dance Gavin Dance. In more recent years, we were lucky enough to build relationships with the outstanding men and women that joined our touring crew. They were instrumental in making our shows larger than life, and I'll always cherish their part in what we were able to create. Now it's time for a new chapter. I will be focusing on making new music on a different canvas. I'm currently in the studio perfecting a new Tillian album and will be playing live shows to support it later this year. I know the future will hold new collaborations and new projects, so I hope that any of you I've connected with musically or poetically will lend your ears to the next melodic alchemy I intend on cooking up. Eternally thankful, Tillian. So there we go.
Yeah, what was the reason they said he left again?
Well, basically, the story just says, people's lives changed. They didn't really cite any specific reason, but there is I glossed over a small blurb at the bottom. It says Pearson had previously stepped away from the gold certified post-hardcore band back in June of 2022 in the wake of allegations of sexual misconduct and substance abuse. He would go on to rejoin the band in the fall of that year, at the time denying the allegations against him while revealing he sought out treatment in rehab for alcohol abuse amid his time away from the band. So it doesn't cite any of that here. It just kind of, in all honesty, kind of gives a
so maybe he
vague,
maybe he broke off for sobriety reasons, or
maybe, I don't know, but it just kind of gives a vague, we wish him well, we wish him luck within his new endeavors, and it all sounds
amicable. Okay.
It all sounds amicable on both ends, so I don't know. They're not making it sound like there's any acrimony left over from 22. So so I don't know. I mean, it sounds fine.
Throw this up here from Twitch.
Black Neo 5150.
He said, if it's slow zombies, will be okay. If they run, we're screwed. Yeah. If it's like the one on, was it World War Z? Wasn't it the ones that were like?
Well, the zombies
the track stars and shit.
Yeah. That's the thing, is like the zombies in World War Z, they had enough intelligence to kind of use themselves to pile up to create a column to climb a wall. Yeah. And then like the ones in like Zombieland, they would run too.
Right.
So yeah, it kind of all depends on what kind of zombie you get. Like if you're talking like
the Walking Dead zombies,
the Walking Dead walker zombies, right. you can get away from those. So all depends. Yeah, you never know what kind of zombie you're going to get in an apocalypse, I guess.
We'll have to wait till we get the 10-year trials from the COVID vaccinations to find out, I guess.
Well, let's see. I had the Pfizer vaccine a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how I feel in a couple
Hey,
of
don't.
days.
Hey, just don't do it while we're at a fire, dude. Man, do it shit at home.
Right. Yeah.
I want to run over and you start changing on me and shit. Like, hey, oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, if that happens, just throw me head first into the
Yeah.
fire.
Grab me a piece of wood over there.
Yeah, just throw me head first into the fire.
Um,
Thank you for joining us in the chat though, Black Neo 5150. Appreciate it.
yeah,
over on Twitch.
We usually get more Facebook lives than we do Twitch. So that's pretty cool to get.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah,
get some Twitch action every once in a while. So
yeah, thank you for joining us.
all right, this one over from Metal Sucks. Earlier today, it was announced that the former Megadeth guitarist was downsizing his guitar and gear collection by selling a wide range of his shit from his time with the extremely influential thrash metal outfit. We were pretty sure Kilo Lorero's time with Megadeth was finished, but this latest news sort of nails that reality down, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
According to the announcement, fans can get a sneak peek at some of the things the Brazilian shredder will be putting up on sale through the online used gear retailer Reverb from now until Wednesday at 10 a.m. Some of the items that will be on the sale are as follows: a surprise Gibson Les Paul Modern that Kiko played on 2 songs every night during the 2022 Megadeth tour. A few acoustic guitars, including a Godin Multiac ACSSA Grand Concert used on tour all over the world in 2023, a Godin Arena Pro CW, and an Ibanez GA6 CE-AM used on tours in 2019, 21, and 22 as well as backstage and in hotel rooms for practice. A couple of well-used Kramer models like an SM-1 and a custom, a super portable DV Mark Neoclassic 1x12 guitar speaker cab, and a DV Mark multi-amp from the Megadeth Jam and Rehearsal Room. Several Neural DSP quad Cortex units that have been main pieces of Kiko's touring rig since 2022. Some non-gear extras like Kiko sweatbands, a few shirts, and even a Gracie Barra Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gi. Hey, get a Gracie gi, man. There you go.
There you go.
If you got the cash, you can get your hands on some authentic shit that's either been played in studio, on stage, or has generally been covered in low sweat. If that's your thing, yes.
Yeah. Truth be told, I mean, I wouldn't mind having one of those sweatbands. I know that sounds gross, but I mean, it's probably the cheapest thing I could.
Right. Probably, and hell, you probably, being an auction, you probably wouldn't be able to afford that by the time you get to the end. So,
yeah, no shit. But yeah, I mean, that's Kiko's probably going to make some money off of that shit.
Oh, man. Well, yeah. I mean, which kind of gives me the sense that maybe he's having to do that to help his family financially. So
he might,
because I know one of his members was sick, was the whole reason he did that to begin with. So
yeah. So, but the good thing is, he'll get, well, depending on how the contracts are written, I mean, he should still get residuals from the albums that he was on. So, he should have some sort of, cash flow on somewhat regular basis. And, he was an Angra too. So, I mean,
right.
he should have some income streams. So he's still playing music.
Right.
So hopefully he'll be all right. But I totally get why he would be like, well, I'm not in this band anymore. So, I get it.
I was going to get rid of the shit because that's what it was. He kind of bought all that stuff based around the sound of Megadeth. So
yeah,
I
get it.
Not playing that sound anymore. Might as well get money for it. I guess. Since the sitting in a closet collecting dust. So
I get it.
Like my old bass over here is doing. So.
All right, my last story is over at the PRP also. Monuments have announced the departure of their drummer Mike Mallion. The progressive metal outfit, in turn, will be canceling their summer festival plans, but will still be undertaking their planned North American run with Leprous and Fight the Fight. The band themselves stated, quote, after countless tours, beautiful memories, and many great songs written, it is with heavy hearts that we must announce the departure of our great friend and drummer Mike Mallion. Mike has been with Monuments from the earliest days of the band, and we are eternally grateful to have had the opportunity to create and play music alongside him. Throughout all the ups and downs, Mike's unwavering dedication, talent, and spirit has shone through as a beacon of inspiration to us all. We will never forget the love, positivity, and sacrifices he's made for us and the fans that are so dear to our hearts. As fun and rewarding as the band lifestyle can be, our paths in life naturally diverge and shift over time. We fully support Mike's decision to step down and put his family's and personal well-being first. From the bottom of our hearts, we love you, Mikey. Thank you for everything. In light of this, our summer festival plans have been postponed to 2025. We will be taking this time to recalibrate, write, and focus on the next chapter of Monuments. Our upcoming U.S.-Canada tour with Leprous and Fight the Fight will still fully go on as planned. More info on that later, end quote. Malian said in a separate personal statement, quote, I've decided to step down from Monuments this time not because of my physical health, but my emotional health. I love my bandmates and I love the group's aspirations, successes, and everything in between. However, the pursuit of this has left me feeling quite hollow inside for a long time. I hope you'll allow me a moment of your time to explain this in more detail. I joined Monuments at age 17. It was everything I dreamt of as a kid. I was taken in by truly dedicated and supported members Brown and Nima in the fallout of Fell Silent, one of my favorite bands. We toured the world and made some really sick noise both on and off the stage. It really was my true calling. However, the journey I went on through my injuries and through COVID had me discovering both the joy of varied adventures and the joy of home and family stability. These two things brought me so much more deep and meaningful peace than I ever imagined, and the more I accepted what I loved about them, the more Monuments tore me away from that. I had to come to terms with this, and I really fought with it for 2 years, even starting to dread hitting the road again. For me, leaving this band is like an amputation, cutting off one part of me so the rest can grow. I've been living with that decision for many months now, and I've discovered peace and wellness during that time that has made the pain of leaving justified. However, I can't speak for your pain, anyone reading this, either my beloved bandmates or my adored fans. You all showed me endless support and love whenever I faced a career-ending injury. I have been truly touched every time any of you have asked me how I am and wished me such wellness and happiness, especially in light of me rejoining. So this is really my apology to all of you that me taking this decision and direction is going to rob you of continuing to experience what we achieved together. And this is the really hard part because I know that the level we hit together is so much higher than I ever anticipated. I truly got to be in the best darn band I could have hoped to have been a part of, but there is just no argument worth making against the deep unhappiness I was experiencing with the reality of steering the ship, making it happen, and traveling all the time to do it. I was dreading the next cycle while my bandmates were getting amped up and excited, and I realized it was time to leave. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but right now I will just continue to go where work takes me, where occasional performance and composition opportunity becomes reality. I want to make myself open to the beauty of that process with many more musicians while I retain control of my schedule and commitments so I can make sure I don't bite off more than I can chew in the future. For Monuments and for the ambition of chasing the sounds that draw us all together, I wish that you'll continue to support Brown, Andy, and Warner in their ongoing journey. I do believe in all the things left for the band to say, and I and I will be right there cheering them on with all of you. Excuse me. Thank you for reading. I am endlessly grateful to all of you, and I hope to still see as many of you on my future endeavors as possible. Mike Malian. So there you go. Made the gut-wrenching decision to focus on himself and family. So there you go. You guys, we've talked about it before. Sometimes you just come to the proverbial crossroads and you just got to make a decision. What's best for you or what's best for the band? And sometimes what's best for the band is taking a step back. So there you go. We wish them all luck.
All right, I got last one here. It's kind of a update to some things we've been talking about for months now. So this one's getting a little bit down to the wire, and kind of a becoming a fuck you to a fan base. So, but this one over from Metal Sucks. Hold on to your butts because I got some shocking news for you. Attorneys associated with the Blue Ridge Rock Festival didn't tell the whole truth when they denied that any ticket pre-orders for this year's supposed Blue Ridge Rock Festival had taken place. In fact, they couldn't even tell you where exactly the money from those sales ended up. So that's comforting. That's comforting if you were dumb enough to buy tickets to an event that has horrifically mismanaged as last year's debacle was. The news comes from a follow-up report by a local CBS affiliate, WDBJ7, where attorney Jonathan Wilkowski confirmed that some people had already bought tickets for this year's festival, and while we don't know who'd even show up to play the damn thing after last year, Wilkowski said tickets had been purchased, but when it comes to the money from those sales, the Blue Ridge doesn't have it. That money not been lost; it's being held, which Blue Ridge doesn't have it. I don't know if it's the credit card company or the ticketing, but it's being held by somebody that's not Blue Ridge. The hope is we'll be putting on a show that the money will be providing for tickets, but it's not like Blue Ridge is having the money or spending the money. So yeah, apparently if you spent that money, no one knows where it is, so that's got to feel good, right? So, the statement and admission and was a far cry from the claim by the festival's executive producer Cara Fisher, who said back in March that any concerns that pre-sales for an unannounced festival were happening were unfounded. Tickets for 2024 are not currently on sale and have not been for several months while we work to provide a resolution for 2023 fans. That little bit about resolution of 2023 fans is particularly important as organizers are also trying to square how they're going to pay a huge amount of money to the folks that requested refunds for last year's canceled festival. Yet, according to this latest report, it's sounding like they might be able to get away without having to pay anything, thanks to their claim that it was the weather and not their poor planning and management that caused the cancellation. In the wake of those issues, many fans have yet to receive their refunds, yet because organizers claimed it was the bad weather that caused the cancellation, it's possible refunds may not even happen at all. Wachowski said that investigators with the festival's insurance carrier have been going through roughly 24 hours of testimony and decisions expected within the next 30 days. There were just a lot of moving parts to the events and the cancellation to the weather and the ticketing. There's just a million moving parts of it. The cancellation absolutely seems to apply under those circumstances, but the insurance carriers are entitled to look at every aspect of the concert to see if that's true. There's been a lot of rumors out there that somebody's run away with the money and we're stiffing the fans, and that's absolutely untrue. There's been no payment. There's been no denial to the claim. We're still in the process of the investigation. So there you have it. If you went last year, you may not get that money back. And if you pre-purchase tickets to this year's supposed festival, no one knows where your money is. Nice. So there you go. So
I don't know why anybody would have put deposit money down on tickets for this year.
If you need any more reason to believe that this festival is done, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say at this point. I don't see how they recover. I mean, especially at this point, you would already be announcing bands. So,
right, it's almost May.
Yeah. So 2024 is not happening. I would imagine. I mean, so yeah, it was very much a shit show.
Yeah,
it was a shit show the 2 years I went. So I got to be there all 4 days on both times. So, and it was still a shit show. So
yeah. That's the thing is like I think the last time we talked about this, I think we both kind of like were of the opinion that, look, if you're going to try to do this going forward, take at least a year off, if not two. Yeah. Take a look at everything you've ever done and do the opposite. So, I mean, at this point, you have to basically scrap everything you've ever done. You've got to go back to the drawing board and you have to come up with new ideas for everything.
The funniest thing I seen is somebody commented saying that DWP was going to buy that festival, and I said,
I doubt it.
I said DWP is not going to tarnish his name by buying a crappy festival. I'm telling you right now, that is not going to happen.
I wouldn't if I was him.
Yeah. I mean, he may start one up there under another name or something, but he's not buying that one. I'll tell you that right now.
I wouldn't.
And I don't think as much as he does throughout the year, I don't think he can take on much more anyway. So.
He's got a pretty full calendar already.
Yeah, I mean, he does what 6 or 7 or something like that. So I mean, he's and it's every couple of months. I mean, he stays pretty much bam, 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 bam. So
which means while the festivals are happening, he's already got to start planning for the very next year.
Yeah. But you know what he does? He puts it in venues that have parking already, so he don't have to create that. That's it's already there. I mean, Why book a venue that has no parking? Right. You have to park off campus and then take a shuttle to it. That's just stupid.
Yeah, the logistics of the whole thing just don't make any sense.
Yeah, No, I mean, like if you got campgrounds and it's kind of off the reservoir or something, then that kind of makes sense. I mean, if you got a piece of land like off somewhere and you want to offer camping where people can just camp instead of buying hotels, yeah, of course, and then have a shuttle take those people. But just everybody, that's just that's ridiculous to me. Like
Mhm.
the whole concept there, I was just like, man, I'm not like I am a logistics coordinator. That is my job title where I work. So so seeing that stuff is just like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing, dude? Like, uh, we look at trucks, for Amazon trucks, for every facility in the United States. I'm
Mhm.
not saying I do it personally, but there's hundreds of us there that
Right.
do that. So,
Yeah.
but this, we're able to do that. Like, you can't do one festival.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh
One
man,
festival at one venue over just a period of 4 days. I mean, Amazon is doing it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all over the
300,
country.
365. Well,
Yeah.
not 365 days, but pretty
Pretty
close.
damn close.
Three, at
Pretty damn
least 360 days a year. So,
Yeah, pretty
yeah,
damn close.
it's
So
just,
yeah, it just I don't get me wrong. I applaud the effort and what they were trying to do because I mean the lineups that they were offering were fantastic. I mean, I mean, like you say, you got to go to two of them. Of course, with the headaches and everything that you ran into, there were still bands that you wanted to see that you didn't get to. But I mean, their heart was in the right place. They just didn't have the right personnel to pull it off. And yeah, when you can't get your ducks in a row logistically, it's just going to be a nightmare.
sorry.
No, you're fine. So yeah, that was all of the. Oh, come on! That was all of the stories I. Come on, you piece of crap. Okay. All right, so let's go. Let's do some other
I still,
headlines real quick.
yeah, I was gonna say I got a whole list of headlines. So,
Okay. All right. Okay. Go for it. Go right
uh,
ahead.
Metal Injection gets caffeinated with a new blasphemous brew coffee. You can order over at their website. I think the bag is like 12 ounces and it's 19.99, I do believe. So get you some.
I don't even know if that's a good price for coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't even know if that's a good price or not. I have no clue.
Only time I drink is at work and it's free. So,
Yeah,
uh, so, if you think about it, if you buy a bag for $20, that's like two Starbucks. So, I mean, so you probably get at
that
least
is
10,
true.
10 cups out of that. So
That's true.
just saying. U.S. Department of Justice reportedly preparing to sue Live Nation over breaking antitrust laws. So we'll
That'll be interesting to follow.
we'll keep you updated once we hear a verdict on that. So for sure.
Yeah,
So,
that could have some ramifications because I mean, this
but
this fee upon. I don't even know the crux of the lawsuit because I saw the article, but I saw the headline, but I didn't read the article. But so I don't even know the context of the article. But I mean this fee on top of fee on top of fee just and Live Nation's not the only one who does it. Ticketmaster's been the worst.
yeah.
But it's just
Well, I
got
mean, I
it's
think they're
gotten
like
out of hand, man.
I think they're like one and the same though. Like
I
I
think
think
they are. They might be now.
yeah,
They might be now.
I think
But
one.
it's just gotten out of hand. I mean, I just when is enough, man? It just boggles my mind. I was scrolling through TikTok and there's this guy who he covers hockey, but he was actually doing a TikTok because he was at a Toronto Blue Jays game, which is obviously baseball,
Right.
and so he was at a Blue Jays game and he was actually talking about the price of the food. And he was showing the couple of shots of the menu. A hot dog and a drink was like $30. I'm like, get the chicken tenders and fries was like more than that. I was like, get the fuck out of there. I would not, if I even got an inkling of that, I'd be like, I'm eating before or after the game, which I already do now because I know that once these venues get you there, they got you by the balls. So you better eat
Right.
before, eat after, or you're going to get screwed.
Did
But
I mean, you know, we do that a lot anyway. You know,
right.
when we go out, we usually say, "Hey, where you want to go?" and
Yeah. So, but it's just, but I mean,
or go out afterward or whatever.
yeah, but there are a lot of people that don't do that, and they're
Right.
getting screwed. They're
Did you see
getting screwed.
did you see the WrestleMania prices for food?
Oh God, no! But I wouldn't even. I can only imagine.
A hot dog and fries was $21.50. I was like, what the fuck? And check this out. I seen one too where it was
Price
like
gouging.
I seen it was like it was 2 hot dogs, a fry, and a Miller Lite was $30. 2 hot dogs, a fry, and a soda was 31. So why in the hell was soda more than beer?
Yeah, that's weird.
I was like, what the fuck?
That is weird.
Yeah, that shit blew my mind when I seen that because somebody took a picture of the sign and I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But yeah, I was like, they need to quit trying to be like their convenience or some shit. Like, you know, we're not here for 9 or 10 hours a day. You're not a convenience to us. We can last 3 or 4 hours without eating your fucking hot dog.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. I'm like, I'll eat, but I'm not eating here. Screw that.
Right. Yeah. You can go down to Waffle House and get, you know, all kind of damn food. Hell, 4 of us could eat for $30 at Waffle House. So.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
That's true.
Depending on what you get, yeah, you could probably make it work. It's ridiculous. I mean, everybody's just out to rob us fucking blind, man. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. All right. Zach Wild talks about signs that he's seen from Dimebag Darrell during Pantera's recent tours. I don't know if you've seen that, but he was talking about there's black or like some license plates that pop up that are 333 and, you know, stuff like that. And which I didn't realize that was the Hell Yeah song. The 333 Hell Yeah song was about Dimebag's favorite number. Number. I didn't know that until I read that. Read this article. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. But that's cool because I mean, I kind of figured they was, you know, with Beanie being in the band, they was going to have some kind of dime reference in the album. But
sure.
Yeah. But I mean, Zach may be called crazy for talking about seeing signs from Dimebag's ghost, I guess. But
yeah, well. Everybody's got different beliefs, and man, he and Zach and Dime were tight. So I mean, you know.
And he looked at it as confirmation from Dime from beyond the grave, saying, "Hey man, do us justice," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, I don't think, like I said, with the reunion stuff, I don't think it was ever Dime. I don't think it was ever Dime saying no, let's not do Pantera stuff. If Dime and Vinny was still alive, we would have had Pantera reunion 10 years ago. You know, no doubt.
I do still believe. I agree with you. I do still believe that
because Dime could have talked Vinny into it. You know?
I think so. I do. I think so.
Because Vinny and Phil was the two that couldn't get along. So. Maynard James Keenan plans to write new Tool, Perfect Circle, and Pussifer over the next year and a half. So there you go with that.
So it might be 2030 before we hear any of that music.
I don't think they're going to wait as long this time, from what I was reading.
Well, that is what they said because I mean they're already. I mean Maynard just turned 60, so I mean they can't be waiting too much.
Yeah, no, they can't.
They can't be screwing around.
Tatiana Schmalek says that she can't find the inspiration to write for Ginger's next album, so that's going to be put on hold for a minute. That's
that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a war going on in your country. You can't find inspiration. I'm just saying. I mean, that's what everybody else over there writes about, right?
It's true.
But
of course, who knows? One day something might click, and then like the floodgates open. You never know.
That's usually how it works. I mean, you get a little bit of writer's block at some point, and then you're out having lunch with some random friend, and you're like, ooh, start writing ideas down on a napkin, and the next thing you know, you're in the studio. So,
or like Angus Young came up with "Highway to Hell" on the toilet.
There you go. Yeah,
you never know.
Slipknot has a mysterious billboard in California and a cryptic website, so I'm not sure what they got planned for that, but it's very kind of it's just there. It doesn't really
Yeah.
say coming soon or anything.
Yeah.
So
It did say one. It did say like one night only or something. So
right.
it'll
So
be
I don't know
something
if
in
it's
California. So I don't really give too much of a
right.
shit.
There you go.
I'll be interested to hear what it is, but it's like I'm not going to California. I'm not going to
It's gonna
California for it.
it's gonna be Stone Sour dressed up in Slipknot mask.
Well, I mean,
Uh, yeah, looks like you're gonna have to wait till 2025 for any new Clutch music. So
and Avatar.
yeah, that's down here too. So
Yeah, I
uh,
figured it was, but yeah.
Sleep are auctioning off a rare vinyl to benefit a food bank. So if you fans of the band Sleep, you can go over to their
Cause?
website and get in on that auction there. So
And that's a good cause too. Food banks.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Chino Marino is set to record vocals for an invigorated new Deftones album. So Deftone fans, prepare. It's coming soon. Looks like so. At this point, and like I always hate this time of year because it's almost like, okay, we're going to get it by December, or is it going to be next year? Because it's always at that point where it could be either.
Yeah.
Once you get past June, you're kind of like, okay, it's going to be 2025.
25. Yeah.
So, but
We are kind of we are kind of coming up to the cutoff for 24.
yeah. So it's kind of like, we'll see what happens. So, Let Live are reuniting for a proper farewell tour in 2025. Creed played their first concert in 12 years this week. So not sure how that went, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it's good because obviously I've seen some stuff where they've been sold out everywhere. So I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
You want to make money, just go disappear for about 10 years and come back.
Yeah.
Wolf Hoffman on Keeping Accept Going said, I want to continue on the beautiful run we're on. We want you to too.
Yes, we do.
Especially since that new album comes out next week, right?
Next week. Yes, it does.
God, I can't wait.
Based on the two singles so far, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Too Mean to Die was awesome.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that album. So, yeah. I try to tell Martin it's all because of him because
it is. Yeah, it's absolutely because of Martin. Yeah, it totally is.
Well,
bass player is the foundation of the band.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, Wolf says he doesn't. He said, man, these riffs come to him pretty easy. So
he did say that.
Good for him.
He did say that.
I mean, damn, what else you want, man? Udo don't warm up. You just have shit coming to you. Like, God damn.
I know. It's just like, got music coming out of our asses.
Must be an accept thing or something.
It must be.
Jack Russell's long-awaited autobiography, The True Tale of Mr. Bone, to arrive this summer. I wonder if there's going to be a talk about the fire in that.
I guarantee you there will be.
Book. So that'd be an interesting book, honestly. Next Avatar album could arrive in late 2025, says Johannes Ekstrom, which kind of sucks. I think the two singles that I've been hearing recently are going to be on a Dance Devil Dance extended,
like an EP?
Yeah, like an extended version. It's like added tracks to a extended version or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's fine. It'll be a good
deluxe edition or something.
Yeah, it'll be a holdover.
It's new tracks. That's all. I mean, new music, man. So
absolutely.
Doom Metal Legends Trouble announced a new drummer Gary Naples joined the band. So the Osbournes TV shows to get official re-release with new content. So that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking to see if there was a date. They didn't really give a date when they was going to try to get that going. But
okay.
Megadeth plays first sold-out concert at 15,000 capacity at Movie Star Arena in Buenos Aires. So that's cool. Megadeth's Dave Mustaine says Taboo Manasari is the guitarist I've been waiting for a long time.
He said that about Kiko. He said that about Chris Broderick.
That's why I included this because
I know it's.
Oh man. And then Dave Ellison praises Overkill, saying they don't have a Risk or Saint Anger anywhere in their catalog. So shots fired, man.
But I don't think he's wrong.
Well, I mean, he's talking about his own former bands. So, I mean,
I know
he played on Risk. So, I mean,
yeah. But here's the thing, though. I will say this: Dave Mustaine called that album Risk for a reason because he knew he was going in another direction.
That's why it's called Risk.
That's why it's called Risk. So that's the thing is Dave Mustaine wrote that album that way on purpose. That was his experiment. That was his one.
Yeah.
Metallica with Saint Anger, all they did was want to go back to an old school sound. So what they did was on purpose, but for a completely different reason.
Mm-hmm.
The result wasn't necessarily the result that we wanted. Apparently, they loved the way it sounded. It just didn't come out right. But I can't think of a single Overkill album where they strayed from their path. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think David Ellison's right. There's no Saint Anger or Risk in their catalog. You can look at it however you want, but I mean Overkill stuck with what brought them to the dance, and they're still putting out good music. Hell, Scorched was my album of the year last year.
Yep.
It was my favorite album of the year.
It was in my top 5. So
Yeah. So I mean, if it ain't, so the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes it's good advice. Like we say, there's nothing wrong with experimenting, but sometimes you get Saint Anger, sometimes you get Risk, and sometimes you get whatever the fuck it was that Avenged Sevenfold put out. So I mean, but you have a 10, 20, 30, 40 year career. I don't think there's anything wrong with experimenting, but if there's going to be backlash, you better be ready for it. So
I guess before we get into the dive into the hitting the road segment here, I didn't do anything just because I didn't know how I was going to be during the show, so I was kind of doing very minimal.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, but luckily, I'm okay. So
yeah, that's no problem.
So
I mean that is the most important thing. So I'm totally fine with covering hitting the road. That's fine.
I talked to Chris before the show and told him to grab some old merch, just kind of a show and tell story time kind of thing that we've been kind of started doing a couple of weeks ago. So trying to keep that alive for a little bit, just to shake things up, do a little something different. So I'll pull out. This is I'll pull out another shirt here. This was my my Ozfest shirt from '96. You see the back there? It's got the
nice.
We got the 96 there. So
yep, upper right hand corner, Nashville, Tennessee.
So that's probably one of the oldest shirts that I still have. So,
yeah,
wasn't by no means one of the first concerts I've been to. Just I don't know what happened to a lot of my older shirts that I have.
Right. All right. Well, as soon as he sent me that text, I knew exactly what I was going to grab. This right here is the drumstick that Mike Wengren of Disturbed handed to me after the show. That it was back in 2008. It was in Birmingham, Alabama, at Sloss Furnace. It was Disturbed headlining with Five Finger Death Punch and Art of Dying as the opener. I can't remember exactly what day it was. I know it was in the summer because it was hot as balls. I think it was sometime in July. So yeah, going to Birmingham in July wasn't the best idea, but that's when the concert was. And to tell the story, I was right up against the rail for the concert. I was slightly stage left off center. So I actually, while Disturbed was playing their headlining set, cool thing is, and I looked for this also before the show, the opening act, Art of Dying, after the run was over, they put out a tour diary video on YouTube, and I actually made about a 1.5 second appearance in it.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, we're talking 16 years ago. It doesn't exist anymore, so that sucks. Five Finger Death Punch, when they were out there, like I say, it was July. It was hot. Ivan Moody came out with a super soaker at one point and shot me in the face with it. And then during Disturbed's headlining set, at one point, this is gonna sound so cheesy as fuck, but during the set, Mike Wengren, the drummer, and I, we kind of locked eyes at one point and we pointed at each other. I know that sounds weird, but it fucking happened. So after the set was over, he walked to the edge of the stage and handed me this drumstick. So that was very cool. So and it was funny because after the show was over, a couple of coworkers of mine, we went down there together. So the three of us went to the show, and after the show, we were at the merch tent. And I was standing there white knuckling this damn thing, and some dude walked up to me and said, "Can I see it?" I said, "You can see it." I said, "But I'm not letting go of this damn thing. I wasn't going to fucking risk somebody snatching it and running off." So you can see it, but it's not leaving my hand. So it wasn't one of those things where I just happened to catch it. Not that,
He
Mike,
handed it straight to you. Yeah.
Mike walked up and handed it straight to me. So I thought that was pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah, now we got to find like a Comic-Con or something he's at where you can go get it signed or something. That'd be cool as shit.
Yeah, that would be neat. So yeah. So that was my show and tell. That was that was neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some old tickets, concert tickets and stuff somewhere. I'm gonna have to try to dig up and just to show these young whippersnappers what a
ticket stub was. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's a little, something a little fun to do.
Yeah.
Just bring out.
But the funny thing is, I actually got a couple other things I can think of right off the top of my head that I could do like the next.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do this every week, but like the next couple of times we do it, I've already got a couple of things in I could bring.
Well, not next week, but the week after.
Right. And you guys will find out why not next week here in a little bit. So all right, so gonna move on to hitting the road. Let's see, what do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, slightly over 4 pages. It's a little inflated by snippets and stuff. So, but 4, I just like Jason, I only did 1 week. So the 13th through the 19th over at the PRP.com, starting out. The Convalescence is going to be going out with Cattle Decapitation, Carnifex, Green Jelly, Shaggy 2 Dope, yes, that's Shaggy 2 Dope, King 810, DJ Clay, Heathen Sun, Sea of Treachery, Monochromatic Black, and Gore Pig, making appearances on select dates on varying lineups throughout the tour. Starting June 8th in Toledo, Ohio at the Toledo Death Fest, finishing August 17th in Lima, Ohio at Legacy Inc. They will be in Nashville on May 29th at the Exit Inn. Converge has postponed their Latin American tour dates due to guitarist Kurt Ballou being hospitalized with a bacterial infection in his foot. The new dates are November 2nd in Mexico City at Foro 28, November 3rd in San Jose, Costa Rica at Casa Rojas, November 5th in Bogota, Colombia at Zona 16, or, 16 in Spanish, November 7th in Santiago, Chile at Blondie, November 9th in Abasto, Argentina at Blondie, and November 10th in Sao Paulo, Brazil at Cine Hola. Motionless in White has announced a European and UK tour. Additional dates and openers are still pending, starting January 25th of 25. Yes, the 25 tour dates are starting to be announced. In Warsaw, Poland at Expo 21, finishing February 22nd, 2025 in London, England at the O2 Academy, Brixton.
And the first time they've been in Europe in 4 years.
In 4 years, absolutely right. Entheos has announced some off dates from their As I Lay Dying tour. Those are July 5th in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at 89th Street, July 6th in Lubbock, Texas at Jake's, July 8th in Las Vegas at Synwave, July 18th in Des Moines, Iowa at Lefties featuring He Is Legend, July 19th in St. Paul, Minnesota at the Caboose, July 22nd in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Preserving Underground, and August 1st in New Orleans at Southport. Split Chain is going to Europe and to the UK with Super Heaven and Higher Power on the first 4 dates, with Gel showing up on the remainder of the tour. Starting May 16th in London, England at the Islington Assembly Hall, finishing July 3rd in Hamburg, Germany at Head Crash. Dayseeker, Rain City Drive, and Heart of Gold are going to Europe and to the UK, starting November 28th in Hamburg, Germany at the Backstage Hall, finishing December 13th in Dublin, Ireland at the Button Factory. No Heart of Gold on that show. One Step Closer is going on a European and UK tour of their own, with Phase, Arm's Length, and Dynamite appearing at select dates. Starting May 19th in Berlin, Germany at Cassiopeia, finishing June 2nd in Paris, France at Glaciart. Crosses and Vows are going on a European and UK tour. Vows is only going to be on select dates, starting June 5th in Hamburg, Germany at the Barclays Arena with Avenged Sevenfold, finishing June 30th in Clisson, France at Hellfest Open Air. Guar is going out with Weed Eater, Ex-Cops, and Squid Pisser, starting June 7th in Hartford, Connecticut at Webster Theater, finishing June 17th in Tampa, Florida at the Ritz Ybor. They will be in Memphis at Minglewood Hall on June 15th. Then Guar will be with Brujeria, Brat, and Cancer Christ starting September 12th in Buffalo, New York at the Town Ballroom, finishing September 20th in Fayetteville, Arkansas at JJ's Live. Kerry King has announced his solo tour. Starting May 7th in Chicago, Illinois at Reggie's, finishing July 6th in Roma, Italy at Rock in Roma. Crypta is going on a European and UK tour. No word yet on the opening acts. Starting June 1st in Hamburg, Germany, not Hamburg, but Hamburg, at the MISE Open Air, finishing August 17th in Carhaix, France at Motoculture. Ice Nine Kills in this moment, Avatar and TX2 are going on a US tour. This is one I would like to see, but it's not
Yeah,
coming anywhere around here.
it didn't last time either, which is
Yeah,
kind of like, I don't know why. It's kind of
right.
weird.
So that's strange. Starting August 6th in Saratoga Springs, New York at the Broadview stage at SPAC, finishing September 10th in Chesterfield, Missouri at the Factory. Clutch, Rival Sons, Fu Manchu, and Blackstone Cherry are going on a U.S. tour starting September 5th in Brooklyn, New York at the Brooklyn Paramount, finishing October 10th in Las Vegas, Nevada at Brooklyn Bowl. Chevelle and Tiger Cub are going on a U.S. tour starting July 19th in Mansfield, Ohio at the Incarceration Festival, finishing August 10th in Madison, Wisconsin at the Sylvie. The only Tennessee date is Memphis, Tennessee on July 26th at the Graceland Soundstage. Under Oath is going on a 20th anniversary world tour for their Only Chasing Safety album. Static Dress will be opening on most of the North American tour dates. The tour starts June 1st in Fort Worth, Texas at the So What Music Festival, finishing December 15th in St. Petersburg, Florida at Janice Live. Wretched is going on a quick run in May, starting May 23rd in Pensacola, Florida at Subculture, finishing May 29th in Greensboro, North Carolina at Hangar 1819. Terror has announced some spring headlining shows starting May 13th in Augusta, Georgia at the Grant Ski Records, finishing June 13th in San Luis Obispo, California at Liquid Gravity. Drugs, A Savage Hands, Downswing, and the Requiem are going out starting June 7th in Pontiac, Michigan at the Crowfoot, finishing July 11th in Nashville at the Eastside Bowl. Orgy and Cold are going to go to Australia for a trio of dates.
That's a weird combination.
I know. I was like, holy shit. Okay. October 25th in Melbourne, Australia at Max Watts. October 26th in Sydney, Australia at the Metro Theatre. And October 22nd in Brisbane at the Triffid. Mouth for War will be replacing Gnosis on the Spite and Body Snatcher co-headlining tour. Those dates are May 9th in Daytona Beach, Florida at Welcome to Rockville. No Mouth for War on that show. Finishing June 16th in New Orleans, Louisiana at the House of Blues. They will be in Nashville on May 12th at Eastside Bowl featuring Psycho Frame. Bullet for My Valentine, Trivium, and Orbit Culture have announced their European dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That tour is coming here, I guarantee goddamn to you.
It better.
It better. Starting January 26th of 2025 in Cardiff, Wales at the Ulysia Arena. Finishing February 27th, 25 in Madrid, Spain at Vista Alegre. Luna Coil and Blind Channel have announced some Ireland and UK dates starting October 15th in Belfast, Ireland at Limelight, finishing October 26th in Bristol, England at the O2 Academy. And then the aforementioned Monuments, Leprous, and Fight the Fight tour that we talked about, starting September 4th in Nashville, Tennessee at Eastside Bowl, finishing October 5th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at Revolution. A couple of tour dates announced over at blabbermouth.net. Duff McKagan is going on a solo European tour starting September 30th in Dublin, Ireland at the Academy, finishing October 22nd in Stockholm, Sweden at Nalen. Then Extreme and Living Color are going on a North American tour starting September 4th in Billings, Montana at the Pub Station, finishing September 28th in Montreal, Quebec at MTELUS. So that's hitting the road for the 13th through the 19th.
Sorry, I had a sneezing fit, and those are like very awful right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are.
You have to try. Like, this is the hardest thing to ever try to, especially in the healthcare field. I've been in so long. You always cover up and all this stuff. And he's like, you want to mouth open and away from somebody.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what?
You have to project.
He said, you got to let it out, man. If not, you're going to be hurting.
Yep.
So it, it is what it is. I know some of the times I'm doing stuff with like rinses and stuff, and I feel like I'm drowning sometimes. It's rough, but like I said, if it gives me the relief that he says I'm getting, then it'll be worth it in the end. So I'm gonna try something here. See if you can hear this. Hear anything?
I don't know why we have so much trouble trying to get Spotify to play on here. I don't know. I don't understand it. wish I was more tech savvy, just in general. But when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah, let me try it again.
Alrighty.
Let's try. If not, we'll just do it the old school way. Okay.
Old school. Hell yeah.
Actually, it's going to do old school way anyway. So
All right then.
we'll probably definitely hear it now. So. You hear it, right?
Not great, but yeah. It's in and out. I hear it, but it's in and out. Yeah, it's not coming in all that great.
That's a little bit better on my end anyway. Is that better?
Not really. Like I say, it's in and out. It's muffled. I mean, it definitely wouldn't do the song justice trying to play it like that.
Still cutting it out.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to figure that shit out. So, not sure why it does that. Like we worked fine for a long time, and then I don't know when it just stopped working for some
Yeah,
reason.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of odd.
Yeah, like I kind of want to do this on a regular basis if I can get it working. Kind of play a couple of songs that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like maybe we're not even familiar with, just to kind of like okay,
Sure. Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
and be different than our album reviews. You know what I mean? So it gives us a little bit
Right.
of a
Yeah.
So it gives me and you both a little bit of a okay, then maybe I'll listen to this too, because I think I'm trying. What I want to try to do is get as much attention to these bands as possible. And use the show to do that.
I agree. I agree with that. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, I would love to have a whole like other show for an hour long and just play, 10 or 12 tracks, and just to get some of that stuff out there. But of course, that's not in the cards right now.
Right.
But I mean,
But yeah, no, it's a great idea.
That would kind of be my end game.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Or even kind of maybe take the new music from the playlist and put it onto our radio station, but we'd have to live DJ it, which
yeah that would be fun too.
Yeah, but we'd have to find a day and time to do all that. So I think like my goal is if we ever get to the point where we're doing band interviews like every week, then maybe we would branch out and do some of that too. So
yeah,
that way we kind of because we're not spending as much time trying to research and put stuff together.
Right. Yep.
So we'll have a kind of a time to like, oh, we can put an hour aside now and just do this instead of researching shit. So
right, yeah,
like an hour on a Thursday night or something, instead of us researching, we can just listen to new music that came out or actually, yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, the logistics of it, sure. Yeah, but no, I totally get where you're going with that.
That would be like the goal, but
sure.
Right now it's not in the cars, but we'll get there sometime. Yeah, baby steps.
Right.
Like I said, we made one step to get to this far. So I mean, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
All right, our theme of the week. I guess we can get into that. Our theme of the week this week was good and evil, and Chris was kind of like, "Oh, I can't believe we hadn't done that one." And
Yeah, I even went back and looked to make sure. It's like, son of a bitch. All right, cool.
yeah, we haven't even done that one as far as like separate.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
That is kind of amazing. Like we have that's crazy. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, I got the good side of things, which is kind of a babyface move on my opinion, on my part, which is not my strong point for sure.
By God, that man's got a playlist.
Don't destroy it.
No.
Oh man. Anyway, theme of the week this week, good and evil. I have the good side. So kicked off with non-point goodbye letters from the Return 2014. Bullet from a Valentine, One Good Reason Why from Scream, Aim, Fire, the Deluxe Edition in 2008. Killswitch Engage, This Is Goodbye. Killswitch Engage 2009. Iron Maiden, Only the Good Die Young from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, 1988. Pantera, No Good. Attack the Radical from Vulgar Display of Power, 1992. This one's going to kind of surprise people probably, but I had to. Judas Priest, Johnny Be Good was a hell of a fucking cover, in my opinion, from Ram It Down, 1988. Lamb of God, In Defense of Our Good Name, As the Palace is Burned, 2003. Good friends over at Source of Rage, Raised, Vanished, and Goodbye from Antagonize EP 2015. Exodus, Good Riddance from Exhibit B, The Human Condition, 2010. Korn, Good God from Life is Peachy, 1996. Our friends over in Australia, Hidden Intent. Good Friday Thrash from Walking Through Hell, 2013.
That's such a good song. God damn, that's such a good song.
Then I got Disturbed, Save Our Last Goodbye from Immortalized, 2015. Then I got Godsmack, Good Day to Die from The Oracle, 2010. Then I got God Forbid, A Few Good Men from Equilibrium, 2012. And with Ozzy Osbourne, Goodbye from Ordinary Man, 2020. I wanted to go with Goodbye to Romance, but I kind of seen that one and I listened to it and I said, man, you know what? Let's some new Ozzy in there. So,
not a bad idea.
Then we got Blossom and Jetsam, Good or Bad from The End of Chaos, 2019. Then with the Overkill, Good Night from The Electric Age, 2012. And then last but not least, I went with the Black Dahlia Murder, As Good as Dead from Nightbringers, 2017.
Nice. How many was that? Did you number?
I think it was 18.
Yeah. I actually had to stop myself at 25.
Oh man, I already said it, man. It's like, damn, he gets the good one because I could have fucking went with Evil all night. But
yeah, that's the thing. Is like sometimes, sometimes we pick a theme that is just every theme we've done has been good and every theme we've done has been fun. But sometimes we pick a theme that is just dead nuts perfect for this genre. For this genre of music. Yeah, for this genre of music. So I stopped myself at 25.
Okay.
Yeah, I stopped myself at 25. So without further ado, number one, I went with Am I Evil by Diamond Head off Lightning to the Nations, 1980. Then I went with Evil by Nature by Ectomorph off Aggressor from 2025. Then I had Evil Priest by Death Angel off the Ultraviolence from 1987. Then I had The Evil That Men Do off Iron Maiden from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son from 1988. So that album is well represented on Theme of the Week this week. Yeah. Then I had Dream Evil by Dio off album of the same name from 1987. The 80s getting some love on the Theme of the Week this week. So
yeah.
Then I had Brand of Evil by Exhumer off the Raging Tides from 2016. Then I had Dream Evil by Dream Evil off their album 6 from 2017. Then I had The Root of All Evil by Havoc off their album Burn from 2009. Then I had Wicked by Slayer off Diabolus and Musica from 1998. Then I had Evil Never Dies by Judas Priest off Firepower from 2018. Then I had Diabolical by Destruction, which was the title track off of that album from 2022. They had Something Wicked by Nuclear Assault off of the album of the same name from 1993. Then I had 50 Shades of Evil by Cobra and the Lotus off of their self-titled album from 2012. Then I had The Evil Has Landed by Testament off the Formation of Damnation from 2008. Then I had One Evil Comes, A Million Follow by Creator off Enemy of God from 2005. Then I had Wicked Place by Overkill from Scorched from last year. Fight Against All Evil from Primal Fear from Apocalypse from 2018. Then I had Evil Incarnate by Hammerfall off of Revolution from 2014. Rise of Evil by Sabaton off of Terror Dominatus from 2006. Sinister Thoughts by Hatchet off Dawn of the End from 2013. The Cause of All Evil by Accuser off Dependent Domination from 2011. Birth of the Wicked by Iced Earth off of Something Wicked This Way Comes from 1998. So I got a two for there, album and song. Then I had Evil Soul by Manimal off Armageddon from 2021. Circle of Evil by Striker off of Ultra Power from this year, which is an album that I believe I did a review on. Then last but not least, I had Evil by Design by Zentrix off Bury the Pain from 2019.
And I just thought of one that we could use that would go both ways from a past guest, Hero in the Horror.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So I mean, I'll throw one of their songs on there.
Yeah, we should do that. Hell yeah.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, I never thought about like good and evil. Like when I say good and evil, I never thought hero until you started bringing up some of them. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I added 2 more songs on mine, so I got 20.
Oh, cool. There you go. All right. So I've already actually got the playlist started. So I threw all 25 songs in there. So the playlist is started. I'll send it to Jason and we'll get it posted.
Yep. I'll try to knock that out tonight and then post it. You can post it tomorrow. So.
I'll send it to you right now.
Yes.
Let's see. We're gonna share this bad boy. Messages. Playlist sent. Oh yeah. All right. Very nice.
Was that there? Let's do email, right?
It's gonna be a good playlist. Hell, my looking at the playlist, let's see what we got going on here. Just my part alone, the 25 songs that I put on there was an hour and 59 minutes.
Jesus.
I know. It'll be a long one, but that's okay. You figure add another 20 songs to Jason's, that's going to be at least another 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Easy.
I was trying to see where. Wait a minute. Is it? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's through. Where did we talk to the guest that we were lining up? Where did we talk to them at? Was that on Gmail?
Hold on, I'll check that.
Or was it in Facebook?
I think it must have been Facebook because I don't see I don't see an email from them, so they must have gotten a hold of you through Facebook.
I couldn't remember. I'm just saying, which I'll get more into it in a minute. I was just trying to pull it up for information wise. So.
Right. Oh, you know what? It was on Facebook chat.
Okay.
It was.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay,
yep. Cool. Awesome. All right, good deal.
So yeah, it was. Now that I think about it, it was on Facebook.
Yeah, I see it now. So good deal.
Yeah.
All right. So that out of the way, I guess we will go into our album reviews before we'll talk about next week after we get done with the album reviews and what's coming out next week. Like anything matters after Accept, but but anyway, album reviews this week. Actually, Chris didn't even know because I forgot to tell him what I was listening to. So this is going to be kind of surprising.
Yeah, it will be.
So I went with a band called Lightworker. The album was called How the Beautiful Decay. Lightworker is a metalcore band from San Francisco Bay Area, California, and formed in 2012. The band are currently signed to Solid State Records. Their current members are Joe Calderon on vocals, Grayson Hurd on guitar and backing vocals, Ryan Johnson on drums, and Brad Green on bass. This is the band's second full-length album. It was 10 songs, 39 minutes, 39 seconds. I think they did that on purpose. But this one was like, metalcore is, if you're not familiar with metalcore, metalcore is one of those genres. I think it's either good or it just sucks. I mean, it's just, it is. It's because you have to. I think you have to have that perfect transition between your clean vocals and your screams, and then the music has to follow suit with what you're doing vocally. And I think honestly, when I'm listening to stuff, I think that's one of the hardest genres to, like. If it was me, I think I'd be one of the hardest genres to play if I was playing, just because of that. Because you're not you're having to, like, okay, when is he screaming? When is he going low? And, like, so you have to, like, bring it down a little bit for that and pick it back up, and for the screams. And but they did a great work transitioning those cleans and screams, I think. And like I said, you either do or you don't in metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's like I've heard some metalcore stuff. It's like, ugh, great vocals, man, but timing's horrible.
it's
It
can be a delicate balance. Yeah,
yeah, it really is. So brutal guitar licks on this too, man. It's like, oh man, it's like some of the guitar licks, I was like, ooh, that's kind of crunchy. So some good stuff there. Drumming was great. All instruments were great. They were, like I said, you had to have that timing. They were timed up great with the ups and downs of the vocals. And like I said, I think that's one of the hardest parts, especially when you got 3 other bandmates doing, drums, guitars, and bass, trying to play it up and down to the vocals. It's kind of a hard thing to do, I think. It was a steady record of the back and forth vocals up until the very last song, which was the title track, and it just so happened to be a leaning more towards like a ballad. Which wasn't bad. Like I said, it had you full throttle until the end there, and then kind of eased you out. Kind of serenaded you out, kind of.
You had a cool down period.
Yeah, it seemed fitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think this one was still really, really well done. I dig it. Probably, I'm gonna give it 4 horns. So.
All right, very nice. All right, hang on, I got a typo in here. I got to fix real quick. There we go. All right, I just saw it. It was glaring, so I had to fix it. All right, my album review this week was the new album "Spider on the World" by Ravage. They are a power/speed metal band formed in Boston, Massachusetts in 1995. Their lyrical themes include destruction and war. So I guess they kind of go hand in hand. They are a 5-piece consisting of Eli Joe Firicano on guitars, Alec Al Ravage Firicano on vocals, Nick Izzo on guitars, Tommy Grimaldi on bass, and Tony Belchior on drums. The Firicano brothers are the only 2 original members of the band from 1995. This is oddly enough, this is only their 4th full-length album. Their first album didn't come out until 2005, so not exactly sure what they were doing for the first 10 years.
Wow.
So yeah, they formed the band in 95. I take it back. Their first LP came out in 2005. I think they may have had some demos and shit come out before then. But I only focus on like the LPs because sometimes some of these bands have singles, demos, compilations, live albums. So the list can get ridiculously long with some of these. So we just focus on the LPs here. So the first LP came out in 2005. Then you had the second album in 2009, the third album in 2017, and the new one in 2024. So these guys definitely don't get in a hurry for whatever reason. They don't get in a hurry to put out LPs. The new LP, the one that I listened to, was 10 tracks long, 41 minutes and 47 seconds. According to Encyclopedia Metallum, there is a version that has 2 more songs, which I have not heard. So I may go ahead and look for those. So apparently there's probably a deluxe edition. So there's 2 more tracks that I haven't heard. So that'll be interesting. I like the way that this band is classified. They're classified as power and speed metal because they do have a modern power metal sound with probably a late 80s, the speed metal feel to it. It sounds, it's got a brand new contemporary sound, the power metal, and then but it's got a little bit of a speed metal groove to it from, definitely an early Overkill, maybe a little bit of Grim Reaper thrown in there, maybe even a little bit of Wasp thrown in there. So, sounds great. sounds modern. It's recorded very, very well. None of this flat coffee can, shit that we've kind of heard from time to time. But like I say, they got a little bit of old school thrown in there, which kind of makes sense because they were formed in the '90s. So
Right.
I don't know how old these guys are, but since they've been around this long, they may be a little on the older side. Maybe late 30s, early 40s, maybe a touch younger than us. So they may have a little bit of that to draw influence from. Alec Firicano, he's got an amazing vocal range. He's kind of like he kind of reminded me of a mishmash of Bruce Dickinson and Ralph Sheepers of Primal Fear. You know, high end. Not quite Ripper and Halford on the high end with the whales, but really he's got a hell of a high end. The musical composition was super duper well done. It's high tempo almost all the way through. There is a ballady song. I guess I would probably classify it as a power ballad. Track 5, Without a Trace, I would classify that as a power ballad. It picks up tempo towards the end, probably the last minute and a half or so. There is a 41-second instrumental between track 1 and track 3, so obviously it's track 2. But I didn't even notice it on first listen. It got lost in the shuffle for me. I didn't even notice that that there was the instrumental until I started doing the write up for it. So it kind of got lost in the shuffle, which I guess isn't great. So like I say, I only got to listen to 10 songs. But yeah, I loved the pacing. I didn't dislike where the power ballad was either, because it's right smack in the middle. So you kind of go into a little bit of a valley tempo wise, picks back up and goes back into another peak towards the end. So I thought that was really well done. I'm gonna give this one. I wanted to give it 4 horns out of 5, and I may revise it. I'm giving it 3.5. I may revise it on a second listen. I may, like I say, try to listen to those other 2 songs and see if the pacing kind of continues through the last 2 songs, and kind of I'm giving this one 3.5 with an asterisk for now. So I may, because I was going back and forth on it. So I'm still kind of on the fence, because we'll kind of see how it goes. But I did enjoy it though. So kind of see how we go moving forward. So
Okay. Feel good. So, and other than Accept, let's see what we got to look forward to next week.
Right. Ironically enough, Accept is the very, very first
one
on the list. So yeah, this coming Friday, April 26th, leading off, we have Accept with Humanoid. We have ACOD with Versets Noir. ACXDC. I looked it up. It's not ACDC, of course.
Right.
With their album Goat, which is GOAT. It's an acronym for something. I don't know what, but all are to return with 3. Emiensis with Reclamation Part 1. RO with Untouched by Fire. Attic Theory with What We Fear the Most. AWOL with Tear 'em to Bits. Barbarian Swords with Fetid. Baron with Beneath the Blazing Abyss. Beholder with Dualisme. Bestial Colony with Sordid Decay. Beyond the Pale with Monument in Time, that's an EP. Black Tusk with The Way Forward. Blessed Black with Seasons, Volume 2, that's an EP. Blitz with Kicking Up a Storm. Candelabrum with Transmutations. Chaos Doctrine with Bellum. Child with 1, that's an EP re-release. And Child with a self-titled LP re-release. Clear Cut with Age of Grief. Coffin Curse with The Continuous Nothing. Coming Wolves with Bloodthirst Ritual, that's an EP. Darkness with Blood on Canvas. Dark Throne with It Beckons Us All. Dacha Mandala with Coda. Dao Waro with Eo Morkin. Death Witch with a self-titled album. Def Leppard with Pyromania Expanded Edition. Deicide with Banished by Sin. So a lot of you death metal fans out there will have something new. Devotion with Astral Catacombs. Diamond Construct with Angel Killer Zero. Disbelief with Killing Karma. Disillusion with Back to Times of Splendor. That's a re-release. Distorta with A Devil in the Dust. That's an EP. Dolmen Gate with Gateways to Eternity. We have Drakkar and I'm sorry, Drekar with Helcarax with A Glorious Call in the Terrible Darkness. That is a split EP. Ear Danger with Minotaur, Ethereal Flames with Myths and Legends of Our Land. Evil Will Bless with Uriel Spake Plainly, EP. Exhumation with Masters Personae. I with Dark Light. Fat White Family with Forgiveness Is Yours. Ferret with Glamdemic. Freeways with Dark Sky Sanctuary. Frozen Sun with a couple of re-releases, Dimensions and the Lost Tapes. Full of Hell with Coagulated Bliss. Glassing with From the Other Side of the Mirror. Go Death with The Path of Destruction, that's an EP. Go Mad and Monster with Sickness, that's an EP. A Graham Trip with If We Leaf Tomorrow, that's an EP. Hakovitz with Muerte. Hands of Goro with a self-titled album. Harvestman with Triptych Part 1. Hellish Torment with a self-titled album. The Idoru with Undertow. The Incantus with the Incantus, self-titled album. Inter Arma with New Heaven. King of None with In the Realm. Lee Aaron with Tattoo Me. Lethe with Alienation, The Loyal Cheaters with And All Hell Broke Loose, The Lumberjack Feedback with The Stronghold, Lust Hag with a self-titled album, Malavik with Trembling and Doused, it's an EP, Mirathon with Cult of the Dead, Moonbladder with Dark Sky Equilibrium, Morgul Blade with Heavy Metal Wraiths, Necronomicon with The Demos, Night King with Inferno, Noir Noise with a self-titled EP, Oberst with Toil, Obscurial with Heretic. We have O with 2, Frailty. Pagan Altar with a couple of re-releases, Judgment of the Dead and The Time Lord. Party Cannon with Injuries Are Inevitable. Pentagram with Eternal Life of Madness. Pestilence with Levels of Perception. Primeval with Evolution 10, that's an EP. Renaissance with Tuscany, that's a re-release. Robot God with Portal Within. Celios with Headshot. 6x6 with Beyond Shadowland. Speed Limit with The Broken Record Chorused Sound Tapes. Stormborn with Zenith, Thalia with The River of Books, This Ending with Crowned in Blood, Thrower with Blink, Tigwo Kobauk with A Fountain of Anguish Is Gone, that's an EP, Tombstoner with Rot, Stink, Rip, Transatlantic with Live at Morse Fest 2022, Tigers of Pantang with Live Blood, Titus with Rises, that's a re-release, Udals with Song for a Modern Transcendence, Vesperian Sorrow with Awaken the Grey Light, Void Womb with Spiritual Apotheosis. We have Vrykol. Vrykolakis with Nocturnal Dominion of Death. Vioni with The Tripoint. Wargrave with a self-titled EP. Wasted with Won't Get Out Alive. Wasted Volume 1, 1983 to 1986. Wingless with Ascension. And Wretched Blessing with a self-titled EP. So a lot of self-titled offerings coming up this week.
There's I'm seeing another one after that called the X. The World Is Burning. Let's Dance EP.
Oh, that one's not listed on my page. Hold on, let me see if they added it because let me refresh this real quick. Yep, the X. The World Is Blessed. The World Is Burning. Let's Dance. That's an EP. So that one got added from.
Gotcha. Okay.
When I pulled that up before the show.
That's crazy.
Good call.
Yeah, you pull it up that quick. That's usually why I follow along, just to kind of, and then that and to see if there's anything that I wasn't expecting. Actually, since we haven't done this in a couple of weeks, I didn't realize that the Ghost Inside's new album came out this week, which I'm in the middle of listening to. So far, it's fucking badass. But
okay.
Well, but I haven't got through it all the way yet, so we'll see. But I love that band, so would be very disappointed if it's not good.
There you go. So there we go.
So a little bit of congratulations before we get started here. I wanted to congratulate Source of Rage. They had a big write-up about their Whackin' Open Air appearance again this year.
Yes.
So 2 years in a row they get to go to Whackin' Open Air, man.
Hell yeah! Congratulations.
That's a big deal, man. Going back to back. So
that's a big deal, literally and figuratively. That's a massive festival.
Yeah. So a lot of eyes gets put on them that way. So which is great. A lot of ears
for them, man. That is good for them. Awesome.
Yeah, and they're younger guys. So man,
yeah,
that's kind of the to me they're one of the bands that I think is going to lead the thrash genre on into the next decade or so. So
absolutely.
So good for them. But anyway, we got some news. I think they finally announced Ashes Reign's permanent was it guitar player?
Yes.
Yeah. They got a permanent guitar player now to go on tour with them, so that's great news because I think that was
Yeah.
one of the things that was kind of holding them to go on tour. Hopefully, they can get down at least close to us.
Yeah.
I'll travel if they get close.
Yeah, that'd be great. They are officially a quartet now.
Yeah. And then one of our other bands, one of the last, is still waiting on an announcement from them too about some new members and new singles and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll come up here in the next week or so. So we'll see.
Yep.
So a lot of stuff going on, man. Halo Scars, got the first single out, and, working on, I'm guessing since that single's out, they probably pretty much wrapped up the EP. So they're just kind of waiting on a release on that. So hopefully we can get those guys back in and talk about that a little bit. But,
I'm sure they'd love to. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening for the bands that have come on the show.
Yeah,
I love to see it.
Yeah, we love to see that. So, speaking of which, next week we have another band coming on the show. Band out of Finland called Never Fade. They're actually been associated with bands that we've talked to, like Barrel. So, which is pretty cool. So
that is neat.
Crimson Day and stuff like that. They're kind of a part of a new wave of Finnish heavy metal, as they said. So
yeah, they're trying to spearhead a movement, which I'm totally all for.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, in that part of the world, you almost have to say, hey, this is what we're doing, because I mean, if you're not, you're almost considered, oh, that's black metal. I mean,
right?
you're gonna be categorized, outside of what you are. So it's good to let them know what they're getting up front. So but I mean, it just says new wave of Finnish heavy metal, so it really doesn't say what kind of heavy metal. But I mean, they're definitely not black metals. But
no,
neither was Barrels. So I mean, you're talking about more of a I don't really consider them thrash either. So I mean, it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of so many genres out there. I just like the fact they're saying heavy metal. So
right, yeah.
So
it works because it covers everything. It's fine.
Right. And we'll talk to a couple of those guys, and hopefully next week. I know at least one of them, but hopefully we get a couple of them on here. So
yeah, that would be cool if we got a couple.
So we got research to do over the week for the band, and trying to get some talking points together for that. So hopefully get that going. So try to get back into the rotation of getting some bands on here. Like I said, I didn't reach out much because I really didn't feel like doing shit for a week. So
of course.
so it was kind of a nice break from everything. But even though I was in horrible pain and no sleep situation, but it was still nice not have to work and not have to get everything together for a show for a week. And I mean, sometimes that break's really needed. So refresh and
of course. Yeah.
Get back strong. And now I can annoy the shit out of everybody. Every band, every band on the list every week. Hey.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it'll be like the Dave Chappelle thing where he was talking about being on the internet. Hey buddy.
Oh
hey,
buddy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be that guy. Hey buddy.
Loan consolidation, gambling.
Hey buddy.
Yeah.
Come on the show.
I know for the pop ups.
Man, I don't know if that was her. I'm gonna go in and look.
Yeah, spam busters, bitch.
Oh man, good stuff, man. So,
yeah, that was one of the better early Chappelle Show skits.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So thanks everybody for coming by and hanging with us tonight. Like I said, I know it was been a minute. So
we're glad to be back. We missed you guys.
I did miss doing this. So
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Hell, I miss doing it when we're just on a weekly schedule, just like normal. I miss doing it all the time. But thanks to Amy and Dana as always, and thank you to Black Neo 5150 for joining us over at Twitter. Before we go, real quick, want to let everybody know that the radio station is back up and running.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we had to start completely over from scratch. So Jason and I are both now able to add music. So I have added about 5 or 6 playlists by myself. I will be adding the new one once I get Jason's half. We do have, you can see it at the bottom of the screen. It is stream.trulyradio247.com/8008/stream. So the only thing that has changed is the 8006 to 8008. So we do technically have a new server portal. So it is up and running. It is running right now. We've got about 200 some odd songs on there right now. And the merch store is coming across now. metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com is our email. So now would be a good time to let us know what songs you guys would like added to the radio station queue, whether you email it to us or however you're watching this show. Send us a request in the comments section, whether it's on YouTube, on Twitch, on Rumble, on Instagram, on TikTok. However, you want to hear, there's a song you want to hear, let us know. We will get it put into rotation. Well, no matter what genre it is, metal wise, so black metal, new metal, yes, we will absolutely play new metal, hair metal, glam metal, anything. Let us know what you guys want to hear. We will make sure it gets heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's way more than 200 songs on here.
Well, that's good. That's even better.
Yeah, because I've put in at least 5 playlists myself too. So.
Okay, well there you go. So yeah, so we're back. We're off to a good start again. Of course, it'll take us some time to get back up to the five figures of songs we had before the server crashed. And come to find out, it didn't crash. It got burned up in a fire. So
yeah,
it was not salvageable. So we had to start over from scratch. But like I say, it's back up and running. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to do so. And Rumble, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook group, Facebook page.
Yeah, we're looking at like a little over 500 on there right now.
That's okay. So that is better. But yep, anything you guys want to hear, let us know.
Way off from 10,000, but
but we will get there. We'll absolutely get there.
All right. So yeah, like I said, at the bottom of the screen there, you will see the link for the stream in there for the radio station, and also the website for the merch, which I'll just kind of put that off for a little bit.
Of course it did. Yeah.
I've already, Til's already been talking to me about trying to get going with an interview and trying to see what I want to do with the website and stuff. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I got to go to the doctor again on the 3rd. So after that, I'm going to see about where I'm at as far as healing wise and get that going. So I'm just trying, like, money wise, I'm trying, like, okay, how much money am I going to sink? Much more money am I going to sink into this before I have to do anything else. So health first. So unfortunately,
of course, yeah, it's the most important thing.
Yeah. So if I get a website and I'm not here to manage it, it ain't gonna do much good. So
this is true.
So, but anyway, hope it's off a little bit further than I wanted. I actually wanted it done before April, but with everything going on, I didn't get a chance to do that. So of course the surgery was a little more than I expected to, so that always puts a little damper on stuff too. So
medical bills almost always are.
Yeah, but anyway, beside the point. I'll get off of here and quit talking about my woes. So
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that everything is still on track to coming. It's just going to be a little bit longer than we expected it to. So
yeah, we are getting there.
Yeah, new shirts are designed. I'm just waiting on the heat press and all that stuff. Getting all that together to order and stuff like that. So, and
you guys are, I think you guys are really gonna like the new shirts.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. I think they are, anyways.
I think they're badass. I think you guys are really gonna like them.
And I've actually showed John O'Connor and stuff too, and he was just like, "Oh, dude, that's badass." So,
I'm looking forward to wearing one of those out to a concert.
Yeah. So. All right. Anyway, glad you guys were stopping in with us this week. As always, Chris can run down where you can catch us. So.
Yep. Like we've already done a little bit of a recap, but we've got the YouTube channel, we've got the Facebook group, the Facebook page, we've got Gmail, of course, we got Rumble, Twitch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. So, I think I got them all.
Yep. And, like I said, I think I still need to work on trying to remedy the Apple issue that we were having, so we can get.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I've had so much going on, I haven't had a chance to backtrack with any of that, but I need to.
Oh, and speaking of which, all of the playlists are on Spotify. So
Yep. And like I said, and then most of them are on the radio station right now. So
yes, they are.
just
And
not in order.
They will be. Well, that's the cool thing is, I mean, it'll create kind of like a new mix.
Mhm.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, join us next week where we'll be talking to the band from Finland, Never Fade, and then see what that band's all about. Get some history on those guys, and maybe turn you guys on to another band that you may enjoy. So back here, same time, same place. They agreed to do the 10 o'clock slot. I guess it's gonna be like 6 a.m. over there. He said so.
Yep, that's what he said. He said he's
we'll be
willing
trying.
to do it.
So he'll be up drinking coffee, and we'll be here drinking water. So
right, yeah, yep.
Because I'm not drinking coffee at 10 o'clock at night.
Hell no.
Although I would be during the week. But,
right, yeah.
But I try to stay away from this stuff on the weekends. So.
For good reason, yeah.
Anyway, guys, appreciate it. Until next time, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.
Have a great week, you guys. Thank you very much.